RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
All right, guys, I told you we might have a show tonight, so thanks for hanging out. And we might, we will have a show tomorrow. So it looks like here we go again. I'm looking at my feed, and it looks like it's a little bit behind. I think there's something wrong with the fucking camera. The frame rate on the camera? Anyway, if I do this, it doesn't look as bad. But it does look like my mouth is a little off. Okay. Ooh. Welcome. Become a patron at patreon.com/Devlin. So we can maybe get, I don't know, maybe it's charming to have a show that the host is always battling with the equipment. Yeah, I'm going to do this a lot. So, all right, this is unapologetic liberal talk on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, and humanity. And we don't have enough of that. It's a little too much in my face. Don't want to be weird. Okay, we have a lot to talk about. Let me just do the plugs. If you can become a patron, like I said, at patreon.com/Tara Devlin, that will help keep the show going and growing. And God damn it, we need it, because I don't know what's going to happen. Are we fighting fascism? Yeah, you better believe it. Do we have an uphill battle? Uh-huh. Are the same old forces? Greed? Are they... they're not nipping at our heels. They've engulfed the entire house. So we have a lot of problems. And I'm going to talk about tonight, we're going to talk about the conservatives. And also, I'm talking about conservatives on both sides. They're the problem. We have other things. We'll be laughing. We'll be crying, running the gamut of emotions. That's what we usually do. And what else? That's what makes life great, right? You want to feel the whole damn ride. And let me see. I'm trying to get... My brain is a little kind of discombobulated. Let's see. What else? Oh, yeah. ROKFIN. Join ROKFIN. Sign up. It doesn't cost anything. Make yourself an account. And if you would like to purchase some more content, you can do that too. Also, FYINation.com, another liberal radio station or podcasting network with original content. And, Progressive Voices. Keep this show going and growing. It's done, it's really just me and the producer, who's sleeping, thankfully. He'll probably wake up by the end of the show, or towards the end. I'm sure the ranting will wake him up. I have a lot to talk about. What else is going on? We'll get to it. Sometimes I have so much things happening in my brain that want to come out, and sometimes they all try to come out at once, and other times they're just like, which goes first? So already, if you are on any other platform or on Facebook especially, because Facebook sucks, and they all kind of suck, but Facebook is the absolute worst, run by a bunch of right-wing... They really are right-wingers, and it's not just one person I've received messages from saying that my Tarabuster's Facebook page is being... suppressed. I know the Republicans are always, they say, we're being picked on. Everybody's picking on them, when no, that's not what's happening. I believe this is a tactic. They cry and complain and whine so much that the media companies always give them, top billing, because they don't want to be accused of being biased. When, no, honey, it's just, what is bias? Bias against reality. I think we should all have bias for reality. So other people have told me that they've tried to share content that's on the Tarabuster Facebook page, and they've received warnings that it's in violation of community standards. Nothing in violation. It's not like we're doing anything. Just a picture or something. It's nothing. We're not spreading misinformation that's killing people. We're not, doing shit like that. We are correcting the misinformation. All right. But yeah, I'm not. Please. This is what they do. They're not sitting around. That's why the Koch brothers, they fund these freaking think tanks, quote unquote, so-called. Why? Why? To sit around and discuss how to make the world safe for democracy? These assholes, they hate democracy. No, they're talking about how to get into the psyche of the American people and split people apart. Exploit the fissures of disunity. And goddamn it, we have a lot of fissures. And the big one is racism. So they don't want anything to get in the way of that incredibly lucrative, horrible trait that is running rampant through the body politic. That's why they don't want to do anything about it. That's why they're all about talking about critical race theory, which is now it's completely devolved to mean anything having to do with Black history, which is also the history of the United States. The baby freedom, so freedom, D-O-M-B. Tucker Carlson, what the hell? Oh, what was he saying? No, was it Tucker? Oh no, I see. They all merge in my mind because they have one fascist, greed-centered voice of illogical manias. So Rand Paul was complaining. I saw something today. He was complaining about the airline industry wants to ban the monsters who disrupt people's flights, the idiots, the useless idiots, the ones who have to be restrained and the ones who are yelling freedom with just annoying everybody. Giant, overgrown toddlers. And I hate to insult toddlers because toddlers are cute, not when they're having tantrums, but they grow up too. You grow up and then you say, oh, gee, I was such an asshole when I was a toddler. These assholes, this is how they develop. Being an asshole is their selling point to each other. Hey, I'm an asshole too. I'm an ignorant asshole too. High five, high five. And, oh, God, it never stops. So Rand Paul was saying that it's tyrannical. Everybody's fucking tyrannical. If we don't, allow the toddlers, we want to educate them, make them, or at least encourage them to evolve. If we don't endure the toddler tantrums, then their rights are being infringed upon. Forget everybody else's rights, but that's what it's like. Because we all have to be like, okay, the toddler's having a tantrum now. Okay, let's go back to normal business with these fuckers. Give me a break. But that's what it's like. And it's getting worse because, we have so many problems. And one of the problems, all right, I see, first of all, before we fully dive in, let me say, if you're on Facebook, like I was saying, come on over to youtube.com/C for channel/Tarabuster. That's where I'll be reading the chats for the most part and hanging out. And that's where more people are. Normal people. Hang out and join the greatest chat room on the goddamn internet. That's the truth. It really is. We have the best chat room. And I'm really proud and happy to be the facilitator. Well, haiku helps, but I'm happy that Yeah, I'm driving the bus, but you guys, we're all in the bus. We're all. This is like a party bus of normal people who want to have a functioning democracy, as we were promised. Okay. And thank you, Irene, for your super chat right out of the gate. Looks okay on this side, no delays. Oh, okay, that's good. Because I see the program feed. I don't hear it, I see it. And it looks jumpy. So thank you for that. See, the producer over here, he's not that good, but we have a lot of producers in the chat room. It's a community effort. And thank you, Jim, for your super chat. Of course. Jim puts the cover charge on the table. I really appreciate it. If you can become a patron, please do. Patreon.com/TaraDevil. Even just $2. Shit, hold on. Oh, mother effer. I just pulled out one of my hard drives. Hold on. I have to plug it back in because that's where all the videos are. How the hell did that happen? The monitor a little bit and everything disconnected. Fuckity fuck. Damn it. I can't even play anything to distract me. It's always something. Oh, it's always something. Maybe I won't be able to. Okay. No. I have to play something while I try to rectify this problem. If I can. No, I can't because all the videos are there. Oh, wait, I could play it off here. This is what I want to talk about in a second, but... Damn. Wait, hold on. What the fuck? Alright. Power on. Okay. Give me a second. Where is it? It's the best show on the internet. I'm still here. What the fuck is going on? Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, it's back. Don't move anything. Don't breathe. It's a very precarious setup. All right, guys, and that's what we do. Whatever. Yeah, sleeping on the job, Jim says. It's true. We got this producer. Look at him. It must be a union. That's what Giuliani says. Remember? I hate these people. Okay, I'm referencing shows from a couple of days ago. All right. So here, let's see how we're going to start today. We have a couple of things I want to talk about. Of course, Trump is going to testify. They're not going to testify overnight. Of course, they're going to try to block and delay and blah, blah, blah. And maybe we'll get to that. Everybody's talking about it, though. You don't really need me, but it's going to be fun. You know, Trump thinks he's above the law. Of course. He's always thought that. But let me first start with this because it's kind of on my mind more. And that's why I named the show, yes, both sides are the problem. Conservatives of both sides. Because it's starting. It never stopped. The assaults on progressives. Everything is the fault of progressives. Have you noticed that? Even though, for example, with Build Back Better, who were the people negotiating in good faith? The progressives, right? They're the ones who compromised and came down to meet Joe Manchin and this basic B Kristen Sinema for wherever they were, which was nowhere. They're right in the pocket of the big moneyed interests. That's where they are. And the progressives were the people going out there explaining and promoting the Build Back Better plan. Right? People like progressivism. I'm sorry, but the fact is It is conservatives on both sides. And guess what? The thing that I am in fear of is that we're at it again. The Democrats, on one hand, seem to understand that we're in the middle of a fascist coup, and it's now or never. We're in the ninth inning, and Republicans are up at bat again. And I guess the Democrats really seem to not get the existential crisis. We don't hear Joe Biden using his bully pulpit to maybe, I don't know, kick Merrick Garland's ass a little bit. But, he said he was going to stay out of the Justice Department. Well, guess what? It's not business as usual, is it? This is a all hands on deck kind of emergency. But no. The same old tactics are happening, and I don't understand how Democrats think that it's going to work in their favor to once again beat down on the progressives. When here we are in a country where the rich are reaping disgusting profit. We have a wider income gap than ancient Rome. I don't know why Democrats don't say that and beat that constantly. Because I guess they're sucking on that corporate teat and they don't want to stop the spigot. So I'm really pissed off. From Rolling Stone, right out of the gate, an exclusive by Kara Voigt, top Democrat in the House, unveils plan to beat back the progressive rebellion. What rebellion? What are we rebelling against? The rebellion against big-moneyed interests. This is a problem. And people are going to say, well, maybe some will say, don't you're dividing and conquering by pointing out this fissure in the Democratic Party. We're trying to get the word out so these assholes hear from us and cut the shit, frankly. Put it in pretty succinct political terms. So House seats are on the line as progressives challenge incumbents in a string of contested Democratic primaries. So who's at the helm? Hakeem Jeffries. You ever notice that he's really one of the corporate media favorites? So the Democratic caucus chair, Hakeem Jeffries, let's see, a pack of progressives candidates have crashed this year's Democratic primaries, hoping to unseat incumbents and push the party to the left. What's the left when we're in a fascist coup? We are so far to the right, we're fighting an autocratic takeover. I don't get this shit, but I do. It's because the corporatists own the media and they own politicians on both sides of the aisle. And the Democratic Party is reaping those bucks. I think they want to pretend that everything is business as usual, that it's normal, that it's, I don't know. It's not. I saw a meme today on Reddit, because I watch I monitor Reddit. I'm on a different boards. I monitor the conservative board, which is like, oh my God. We should go through that. Maybe we'll do that a little bit. Go through some of the stuff right at the top of the conservative boards. The first couple of memes I saw on their board, I was like, this is a fucking lie. This is a lie. This is a conflation. This is a distraction. You read right through it. Anyway, we'll get to that, I guess. But these right-wing Democrats are presented as somehow a sane alternative to what? Seniors getting freaking dental care? Well, maybe they can only get their fucking upper teeth done, according to the moderates. I don't know. No, not at all. What is too far left? I have to ask. It's all this. It's an overarching statement that you are supposed to fill in the blank. Everybody fills in the blank. When they say too far left, everybody has a different image because they never have to explain it. Right? When they say too far left, I'm like, what? What is too far left? What? And this is by design. This country is dumb. There's a lot of dumbasses. I know that the Truckers for Freedom, we listened to a little bit of their dumbass emergency meeting, and I know it's the Canadians, mostly. We're Canadians on the call. But they're conservatives. They're dumb. And listen, they aren't educated to what a democratic republic is. Or are. What is, you know what I mean. Oh my God. River, again, with the incredibly generous super chat. Thank you so much. And River writes, love, 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 love this much. And I appreciate it. Right back at you, my friend. My God. I think River has some good, I don't know, stock tips. If you won the lottery, River, we're all getting the fuck out of here. I'm telling you. Wouldn't that be fun? We can make like a commune in Ireland. The Tarabuster commune. It doesn't have to be Tarabuster. Could be the T-Busters. No. Or something. A nice commune, and we can rescue community cats and help people. God damn it. All right. Where's Hakeem? Ba-da-beep-ba. Yeah. So, a pack of progressives are crashing the party, blah, blah, blah. The fifth-ranking Democrat in the House has other plans. Jeffries and two of his House Democrat allies. This is what they write. It's not Democrat. I'm so annoyed at that. You understand how this pejorative has infiltrated the public lexicon? Kara Voigt, I assume, is writing not from a conservative perspective, but it's not the Jeffries and his two House Democrat allies, you son of a... It is Democratic. Democratic. The name of the party is Democratic Party. This is a Republican talk. Oh, yeah, that's the way they talk. Oh, the Democrat plan. But there you go. Okay, Jeffries and his two House Democratic allies. That's what it should be. As the fucking camera goes blurry again. Remember this? Oh no, I can't go into this again. When the camera went nuts. I better stop. Okay. This is the way Tarabuster is. Either you become a patron or it's going to get worse. Not you, guys. Others who are out there. You got to be out there. I know there are people. I see the numbers. You know, it's not like we have the audience of TYT, but it's not just us. All right. Jeffries and his two House Democrat allies on Wednesday rolled out the first slate of endorsements from Team Blue PAC, a political action committee intended to protect incumbents from intra-party attacks. The endorsements and their attendant $5,000 campaign contributions are the strongest demonstration of support yet from Jeffries and his allies, and serve as a warning shot to primary challengers seeking to unseat incumbents. Well, as the Democrats fight to hold on to their fragile minorities. Why? Why are they so fragile? Oh, the media will tell you it's because Democrats went too far left. And whatever that means, you see, it's like boogeyman, right? You just say something, it triggers people in different ways. Too far left. To me, it's not far left enough in a country teetering over into fascism. We're not on the edge. We're like, but in a country where actually today, you guys know I've been going to the doctor for the first time in years because I can't avoid it any longer. I'm not feeling well. And I found out I have things wrong. They diagnosed me with fibromyalgia. And I also have osteoporosis, which runs in my family. I mean, whatever. It's so annoying. Now that I have, what's so fucked up too? Is that now that I have this, all of my ads on different social media platforms and Google and whatnot are osteoporosis, bone things, bone vitamins. Boob. Okay? Hello. All right. And anyway, what else? I also have high blood pressure. That's not a shocker. I live in this country. Every day is stress. Yeah, it does run in my family, but I'm stressed out constantly. Stress. That's a killer. But okay, what can I do? I live here. And so I was at the doctor today because I have to get a colonoscopy. I mean, this is getting very TMI, but who cares? We're in this together, and it'll happen to you too if it hasn't happened yet. If you're lucky to live long enough to have to get one. And so I was talking to the lady doing the intake, and she's saying, "Oh, you haven't been to the doctor and blah, blah, blah this many years." And I was like, yeah, I'm an American. I live in this fucking country. And, I struggle with insurance, getting insurance or not having, as a freelancer. And the costs, I can't afford it and blah, 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 right? And so she is a somebody from Germany. So she said, yes, I know. And she was commiserating, saying it's terrible. This has to change, and it's a crime against the people, and we have to change this, and blah blah blah. And she told me that she is on a drug that costs $10,000 here in the United States. $10,000, but she can't afford it. So she has to have her brother get it for her in Germany and send it to her. And guess how much it is? She said, from how much this drug that costs $10,000 here, it costs €5 in Germany. 5 fucking euros. And she also said that having to pay a copay is a new thing, that all over the world, not the American people, obviously, the people are getting squeezed with pushes to privatize parts of their social safety net and of their social compact, the social responsibilities we have to each other. What is so fucking hard about that? To understand that we're in this together. Well, you know what it is? It's greed. That's it. Greed. They have us so squeezed and crushed with the boot of corporatism, capitalism, fascism on our fucking necks that everybody is being squeezed. We all have PTSD. We're all being squeezed. We're all being treated like hosts from which to suck profit and discard. And then they turn us against each other. That's a tactic. We've discussed it before. Yes, River says, use VA care, Tara, better than going broke. But I don't qualify. I was in the National Guard. Maybe when I'm older I can get it. But you have to, in order to get it, you have to have, it's a point system. I don't have enough points, so yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, there's other qualifications. You have to have served 90 days in a row. I never did. Right? So when you get activated, you might be activated for a couple of weeks. Not me. Even in basic training, you get activated. It wasn't 3 months or any other training. But see, whatever, maybe, I don't know. One time some sergeant came to my door. I said, no, I don't think I'd be re-upping. Blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, you should sign up for VA. And then I was like, no, I don't know. I don't think I can. I actually did look into it, but anyway, don't you think? I would love that nice socialist medicine, of course. And I remember one time when I was in training, and one of the sergeants had a baby. Well, his wife had a baby, and he was like patting himself on the back, saying, "Guess how much my hospital bill was? 0. Guess how much every doctor's visit is? 0." He was happy about it. Of course he was. Living in this country, probably has friends who have massive medical bills. We all do. It's ridiculous. How can somebody pay $10,000 a month for a friggin' medicine? It's an outrage and a crime against the people. And we take it because they have us fucking divided with this bullshit. Critical race theory, don't say gay, all these anti-trans bullshit bills that these fuckers are seeding the country with while they attack voting. So we don't have anything to say about it. And if the Republicans get any power in the midterms, it's done. And I really will seriously consider getting the fuck out of here, frankly, because I don't know how much longer I can take it. I keep asking, how much longer will we take it? I really don't. I don't know. I don't like being treated like a host from which to suck profit and discard constantly. And then you get right-wingers, they'll say, well, just work. Who the fuck doesn't work? It's another attack on the American people, as if it's another, here, hold on. It's because they hate America. They hate their fellow Americans, and they have this twisted view, but it's been pumped into their low effort thinking brains. But the view is that the American people are lazy and hanging out in this social safety net hammock. And you better believe you know what pigment they're thinking of when they're talking about it, right? They're not talking about themselves because, the white whiners. Because as we know, statistically, the white people are on welfare at a higher rate, but according to people I know who live in the South, they all think they deserve it. They deserve it. You see, because they earned it. It's everybody else who's taking advantage. But it's, look up, assholes. That's where the problem lies. The billionaires are getting richer, the rich getting richer, the working class are now the working poor, and what do we get? Nothing but stories about how Democrats are woke, too far left. What does that mean? They never explain. Do you think that's on purpose or an accident? These are educated people. They don't explain because they're instilling the fear, and they want these words to trigger it. What are they afraid of? Oh, I'll play. Oh, and thank you, Errol Thomas, for your super chat. Any reason why Republic clowns can't get a grip on reality? Because they're dumb. And reality has a liberal bias. So, yeah. Let me just read a couple more paragraphs of this Rolling Stone article about Hakeem Jeffries effing over actual Democrats. So, let's see. It's important to support effective legislators for delivering for the American people in partnership with the Biden administration. Well, who isn't? What progressive isn't doing that? Jeffrey says, we want to support common sense members. What does that mean? What's common sense? Oh, common sense is everyone paying $10,000 fucking dollars for medicine, or not being able to retire, or getting caught in this goddamn kiss up, kick down gig economy and being treated like an expendable pawn. What's the meaning of an economy? What's the meaning of life? They want us to think that the meaning of life is to, pray to Jesus and don't pester your betters. You want something. You expect the promises of e pluribus unum to actualize in this country. I don't know. Go pray to Jesus. That's what it's about. Pestering. Don't pester your betters. They got better things to do, like tweet pictures of Nazis. That's what, what's his face? Elon Musk did about Justin Trudeau. They're all calling him a Nazi. Public health measures that try to unify people and get us all through this goddamn pandemic alive. That's Nazism to actual Nazis. You get it? So pro-life is pro-tyranny in their view. So he tweeted a picture of Hitler saying, what's the difference between Hitler and Trudeau? Hitler had a budget. Ha 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 ha. And then he deleted it. This is what he's doing. Elon Musk, is he like the richest person on earth or something? One of them. Why? Fuck off. Tax that mother effer. Tax him. If he wants to play in this playing field, then he's got to be taxed. Oh, he'll still be rich. He'll still be a billionaire. But guess what? We might be able to have living wages, upward mobility, retirement security, decent middle-class lives. Nobody's asking to go jerk off in space in a dick-looking rocket. No. Right? No one. We're not asking for much. And not only that, the fact is, I guess the problem is we are asking, not demanding. I'm so tired of the deflections, the distractions, the laziness of it all. This sentence here. We want to support common sense members? Well, the corporatists they love Republicans. See, and they don't even give a shit about fascism. We know that. Corporatists and fascists are pretty much the same. They don't like unions. They don't want people getting too uppity. They don't want diversity. And the truth is, it doesn't matter to the corporatists if we're out here fighting amongst each other over bullshit. They'll keep the racist bullshit going because it serves them. It serves the greed agenda. How much longer? The problem is the corporate media has these corporatists all over. They fan out. They start pretending that all we got to do is talk about what they keep saying, kitchen table issues. What the fuck kitchen table issues? Name it. Kitchen table issues, I think, would include being able to go to a dentist or go to get eyeglasses or, I don't know, not live on the street. The kitchen table issues are having a country that works for more than just Elon Musk, who is a monster. He's an idiot. Emotionally, he's definitely a spiritual and moral idiot. Sick. Very sick people are in charge, and they're spreading the sickness. And even those who aren't sick, like them, don't, well, I guess they're benefiting from it. I just can't read. There was another thing he tweeted. Oh, something about he was responding to a politician. I can't remember who. Maybe it was Harry Reid. I don't know. And he said, before he died, I guess. And he said, "Hey, dude, how come your profile pic looks like you just came?" Can you believe this? This is a grown man. And that's what I guess passes for discourse? No wonder we're all fucked up. Because that's, people turn away. And that's part of why they do it, too. People don't want to be involved with this shit. They're like, oh, fuck it. These people are nuts. Everybody sucks. And that's all you hear. And it's another thing, how we can tell that the right-wingers have succeeded so far with their messaging, because people are like, oh, aren't they both liar? Aren't everybody liars? All politician liars? Because I was actually saying to my shrink, I was talking to him and I was talking about that Brian Klaas book, and saying who gets power and how it changes us or something. And I said, the system is set up to attract the worst people because of money and whatnot, and the popularity / personality contest of it all will attract narcissists and sociopaths. And he met, same thing. Aren't they all? No. Some people, I guess. Yeah, the ones who aren't sucking on the corporate teat. I don't think Bernie's a sociopath. No, he's a patriot. He's somebody who wants to leave nobody behind. Who thinks that we can do better than $10,000 a month for drugs that other people are paying €5 for? And the fact that we're not at our representatives and senators' offices banging down the doors about things like that is a reflection of how sick this whole country is. I just think we got to stop with the greed. Greed cannot be the only American value. This has to be the rallying cry for Democrats. E pluribus unum. We don't leave anybody behind. Democrats, put e pluribus unum in action. There's your bumper sticker. Democrats, universal health care, because we don't leave anybody behind. There's another bumper sticker. Why don't you listen, Democrats? Fight these fuckers. You don't have to, be apologetic about it. What is this common sense members who are delivering for their districts and helping advance the Democratic agenda? What are they delivering? Okay. What's the Democratic agenda? To create jobs and cut costs. We want a living wage. We want a middle class on the ascendancy, not below 50% of the population. You want to unify people? This is what drives me insane. The corporate media message is that how we unify the American people is we what? Do what Republicans want. Don't go too far left, whatever that means. They never explain what is too far left in a country where the majority live paycheck to paycheck. What's too far left? What, and as far as Build Back Better, we talk about, it is building the infrastructure of democracy. That's how you promote it. That's Democrats. We're building the infrastructure of democracy. Doesn't that kind of ring true and ring, it warms your heart? Jesus Christ. Okay. Hold on a second. It is extremely alarming that critical resources from Democratic Party leadership are going to protect incumbents from having to face any competition in deep blue districts instead of protecting the swing seats we're in danger of losing in November. Says Waleed Shahid, the communications director of Justice Democrats, the left-wing group. Left-wing. What the fuck is that? That supported AOC and other successful progressives. These primary endorsements are the latest front in the fight over the future of the Democratic Party. Well, the future is in what we're talking about, progressivism. There's no doubt about it. The future, the youth are progressive. Everybody knows, the people, the youth are not dumb. They were raised in a world that was and is connected. We live in a very small world now. They don't buy the bullshit because all they got to do is get on the phone or get on WhatsApp or whatever and talk to people all over the world to know how we are being abused here. And it is abuse. It is, because we wouldn't be suffering from PTSD otherwise. Why is there no trust in government? We're the government. Because the Democrats joined in with the Republicans, beating the shit out of the government that the founders fought a revolution to entrust to us. That liberal age of enlightenment inspired democratic republic that was really, hadn't been seen for 2,000 years. And don't be, you guys don't think that things are guaranteed. This is not a guarantee. It never was. Never will be until we cultivate it. How come Democrats can't talk like that? I don't see anything radical in what I'm saying. It feels to me like common sense. That's all it is. But millennials understand. And here's another annoying, the millennials. It's part of the propaganda. So people who are like the boomers and who were able to go to college and come out without a giant debt, without having to be indentured servants to banks, they're the ones lecturing millennials on how they got to put on their big boy pants. They always say shit like that. Put on your big boy pants. Even the women say things like that. It's also misogynistic and whatever. But put your big boy pants on. Really? So when they're talking about average yearly tuition at a 4-year university in 1978 and 1979, inflation adjusted. I know I can't talk. It would be today. You know what I'm saying. The tuition at a 4-year university in 1978, 1979, inflation adjusted, would be $5,245 today instead of $16,000. That's average. And that's your regular CUNY SUNY public city university. National minimum wage in 1978, it would be $10 an hour at least. it's still $7.25 an hour federally. Isn't that a crime? You can't live on that. People can't live. If you can't afford rent on your job, on your $15 minimum wage job, if that's what you're getting, and they do it like they're doing you a favor. It's such, thank you, my lord. God. Amount of public college funding provided by state governments is down 75%. Well, it was, excuse me, not down. Well, it is kind of down, but it used to be 75%, and now it is less than 23%. The cost of attending a 4-year public university covered by the maximum Pell Grant in 1980 was 77%, and the cost of this from the Pell Grant, now you get 36%, if that. So everything is against millennials. Everything, all of the policies that these assholes point to and say, and they pat themselves on the back and say, oh, well, I did it all myself, right? I did it myself. They certainly are leaving out a few very important statistics and, realities, just like all the corporatists do. I just want to play something. I know we're going to get Thomas Reynolds in here, I think, soon. Just want to get through a couple of, not through it, but a couple of things I wanted to say. Hold on, I got to get this goddamn number again. Because Thomas, nobody saves the number when I send it. It's really kind of whatever. Okay. For example, I'm going to play something for you that annoyed me. If you can believe it. I know, right? Today, okay, a couple of things. Where is it? Oh, I think I have to play it off of the screen capture program because I didn't export it. Right. Wait a second. God damn it. Now it's coming up green. Oh, I know why. Because I disconnected the fucking thing. That's why. So it's not recognizing it. I'll get it. We'll get it done. Hold on. I can't get Thomas in here before I fix this because he won't be able to hear it. He won't be able to hear it. All right, let me just read this while we're going. It's okay. The show is... It is the show. River wants a refund. I'm just kidding. River, do you want a refund on this show? On your generous super chat? The patrons are dropping. I had everything planned out. And then the producer fell asleep. You know? All right. I hope it works. Here we go. It is going to work. We're going to get it done. We're going to make it after all, I heard someone say once. We're gonna make it after all. Ba-da-ba-ba. Bump. Okay. This is from Morning Joe. Make sure I have the right one.
Just across the southern border, you can...
No, they're laughing about this. Wait. Here it is.
Talk about...
Here it is. Okay.
It's about who we...
Let's go. So they have Representative Maloney on, and they're talking about what the Dem chances are in the midterms and the problem of being woke. This is so grating on me. This woke bullshit. I don't know how you feel about it. I'm so sick of it. It's another. It's like critical race theory and socialism, right? Everything they say, or too far left. Fill in the blanks. Nobody has to explain anything. They are assuming, and it's not an assumption, they're hoping that the American people don't know what the F they're talking about, and they'll fill in the blanks. That's the part of being a person, right? You just think, oh, I don't want to seem like an idiot, so I'm going to make my own assumptions here. Too far left? Yeah, we don't like that. So what is that? To each person, it will be something completely different. Oh, it will be, owning the means of production and whatnot. No. Here, let's listen to this, and then we'll talk about it. This is from Morning Joe. I think it was this morning.
Yeah,
it feels like a lifetime ago.
it's about who we are. Yeah, it's about what we stand for.
That is such a critical point. If you just go home and talk about we passed this and this, it's all very important. But how does it connect with things that hit them in the gut? I will say, and we talked about this before, in the 2020 election, Republicans were going out. They were talking about defunding the police. They were talking about socialism. What I love about your report here is, yes, that sounds like nonsense to a lot of Democrats who will say, well, no, actually, socialism is when the government controls means of production. But that's.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Okay, I'll let him finish his sentence. I know I have a habit of doing that.
Not how people think. They see the government creeping into their life. They call it socialism.
Why is that? I don't mean to scream in your ear. They see the government creeping into their life, and they call it socialism. So he's saying, don't actually understand what socialism is or what we're talking about. That socialist security, socialist Medicare, socialist living wages. You know, when the government, it's like these idiot truckers on when we were listening to their stupidity in their emergency meeting. What's the plan? First we take over the government, then everybody is free. We're free forever. 'Cause that sounds normal. You hear what he's saying? That it doesn't matter what the term is, it's what you think it is. And they think it's government creeping into their lives. That's like why it's how Republicans have turned critical race theory into everything having to do with Black history, and which is basically just American history. You see what I mean? I don't mean to say it, but I am correct again. I've been saying this and screaming about this. How long? How ineffective the mainstream media is, and it's by design. Joe Scarborough's job is to explain this shit to people, not incite their bigotries, their prejudices, and their misconceptions. Not to say the American people think it's this, so let's run with that. Let's just fucking run with it. And then make a voice when you say, well, Democrats say it's the means of production. And you see the lower third, or the earlier one said something about, what was it? Oh, messaging. It's a messaging problem. Uh-oh, somebody just knocked something over. Ray. What you do? That didn't look good or sound good. Right before I went on air. Oh, the reason the show was late is because I was making this cup of coffee, and right before I went on air, I dropped the milk on the floor. And I do drink milk. It's my one shame. I can't call myself vegan because I put milk in the coffee. I have to. I'm working on it. Yes, I know, it's horrible. I can't. One trip to a factory farm. Well, I don't eat animals, but I guess my line is, I tell myself it is, I don't eat anything that was alive. I just feel bad about it. I can't. I don't want to. But I think the milk is, I know that the dairy industry is a nightmare and horror show. Anyway, all right.
Is when the government controls means of production. But that's not how people think. They see the government creeping into their life. They call
think. Is it thinking really, or is it not thinking and not being educated? You almost can't blame people when they are not being informed. What kind of shit is this? This is not news. And I understand they're a talk show, it's a punditry show, but they don't even try. It's lazy. Unreal. It's absolutely lazy. And then the Democrat laughs, ha ha ha. It doesn't matter what it is because that's how people feel it is? Why do they feel that way? And, you know what I mean? It's because he doesn't want to look at himself and take any responsibility for the part he plays in spreading stupidity. All you got to do is get one person up there, get Bernie on there. Say, what are you talking about? Well, if they don't know what it means, if it's government encroaching into their lives. Oh, you mean like mask mandates? And vaccine mandates? Well, that's not just government. It's what's the point of having a goddamn civilization? Yet again, another example. I mean, of Republicans wanting all the benefits but none of the responsibilities. You can't have everything you want. You know what I mean? You don't in a civilization. There's a give and take. But they expect it. Like it's as it's as sure as the sun rising in the east and setting in the west that they will have a civilization. But that's because people created it and entrusted it. But it's government that runs, the rules of the game. They think it's means of production. I couldn't believe. When I saw this, well, what am I saying? I believed it, but it outraged me more than usual.
What I love about your report here is,
let's listen again.
That sounds like nonsense to a lot of Democrats who will say, well, no, actually, socialism is when the government controls means of production. But that's not how people think. They see the government creeping into their life. They call it socialism. And I think...
Am I wrong here? Because... it is basically, it's him. He just admitted he sucks at his job, that he has helped misinform people. Like critical race theory. What's the difference between this and the dumb assholes on critical race theory? Making it into everything that they want to trigger racist funny bones with. There's nothing. There's no difference. It's the same. So he'll criticize that, but he won't criticize this? Or even look at himself. What is socialism? You don't even have to explain it like that. Show people. God, we live in a civilization. We live together. That's socialism. All we're asking, what is socialism? Yes, socialism is government owning the means of production. What is so fucking funny about that? We're talking about democratic socialism. And all that means is regulating the capitalists so they don't grow too big to the size they can gobble up government and turn us back into the system the founders rebelled against. So we can all have a decent middle-class life. All of us. No, it's not that we all have the same salary. We all work in the same factories and wear the same clothes and drive the same car. I know somebody that lived in East Germany, and she said when she got to be, 18 or wherever the hell the age was, her father said to her, well, you should put yourself on the list for a car. So that's how it went there. That's not what we're talking about. No, we're talking about Norway, New Zealand, Canada. Happy places where people are, earning a fair share of the labor, of the profit their labor makes possible. That's it. So we had a glimmer of this during the Great Prosperity. Remember that? They don't even mention that. There's a time in American history called the Great Prosperity. And it's not because billionaires felt like trickling it. I saw this and I was infuriated. That's why I have a knot in my stomach. That's why I have a high blood pressure. I'm going to stroke out on air, and then I'll find a lot of patrons then.
And so this is why I think your report is so critically important here. It's not just data. It's not just what goes to people's head. It's what goes to their heart.
It goes to their heart. What if they have nothing in their head? All you get, it doesn't go to the heart. It goes to the stomach, and then we all get friggin' vomited on. Oh, you got to touch their hearts with what? Ignorance? I think Medicare, Socialist Security, having a fair share of the profit their labor makes possible, that goes to people's hearts. Everybody, not everybody, as the polls show, the American people like the Build Back Better plan. They want to pay $35 a month for diabetes medicine and not the thousands of dollars it is now. I guess the corporatists think that we're just all having a good old effing time out here. I'm sick of it. Everybody's sick of it. But we're not unified. That's the problem. We're all stressed out. The idiots on the right, they're stressed out because, multiracial democratic republic and the economic disparity makes this country primed for a goddamn Nazi takeover. They're Nazis. They're goddamn Nazis. Every one of them. I don't care. Even the good, so-called good ones, they voted for Trump. Cheney voted for Trump twice, I'm sure. Or maybe not. I don't know. She definitely voted for Trump once.
They're going to be talking about crime. They're going to be talking about cost of living, inflation. They're going to be talking about COVID focus.
Whoops, sorry. I hit the wrong button.
That seems to be what voters are really focused on. And
how do you know? I get it. You know what it is? You guys know I have a degree in communications, and here's the secret: voters, the American people, just people in general, will be focused on what the media tells them to focus on. The news, the media, has an agenda-setting characteristic. It's the way it is. That's why every autocrat takes over the media. What is this? I don't know what the hell this is. Southampton. Oh, it could be one of those prank. I remember I was getting all those fucked up calls. Let me see. Hello?
Center to set the appointment in the waiting list for colonoscopies to patients in the group with risk factors. Your doctor already talked to you about it, right?
Yeah. Hello?
Okay. Well, don't worry. Let me explain it to you. Look, colonoscopies are only preventive checkups, okay? And it's just that, a quick test. Did you ever have a colonoscopy checkup before?
This is one of those pranks, you see?
Well, then, it's better that in the next appointment with your doctor, he explains it in detail to you. But in principle, you know what the test is about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the checkup is rather simple. It does not last more than 10 to 15 minutes. A small camera is introduced in the rectum, and when taking it out, you can hear a small noise like this one, more or less. Is it clear to you? Do you want me to set the appointment? No?
Sure.
Oh, very good. So we wait for you here, okay? Thank you so much. Bye.
I knew it. That was one of those fucking Republican pranks. That's so weird. I wonder if they were listening and they heard that I said I had to get a colonoscopy. You see that? But I could tell because the phone would ring and then it had a local town, you know? Yeah, it's messed up. I have a bunch of others on tape. Let me see. It's kind of creepy too, but it goes to show you how fucked up they are. And that I'm glad that they consider me someone to harass in that sense. At least I'm making a dent. It's very bizarre. And how did they get my number, too? Where is this? Hold on. Yes, I know you're there, Thomas. Hold on. It's crazy. I hope. Yeah, it does. It is kind of validating, frankly. Where is it? Pranks. Do I have these pranks? Well, let's get Thomas in here, and I can look this up. Oh, he can. Oh, my God. Thank you. You want a refund, JD? Thank you. It'll be in the mail. Thank you for your super chat. And thank you, Mark C. Happy to be a part of the reality community. Thank you, Mark C., for your super chat. And thank you, Steve Brown. I keep getting the excuse from libertarians that our large population prevents us from being Sweden. Yes, I hear that too. But that's bullshit. It's the racism that prevents it. That's the code word. Our large population. We are the richest country on earth. We could send people to the moon, but we can't have universal health care like every other fucking country. Give me a break. We can send people to the moon, but we can't have living wages. We used to. It's not true. It's bullshit. It's not about preventing us. It's that they don't want us. It's because of money and politics. The greed. Right. I hear that all the time. Greed is, we're too big. And they will rattle that off like as if it's somebody saying the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, as if it's a fact. Oh, we could never do that because we're too large. Oh, yeah, we could what? We could storm the beaches of Normandy? You know the logistics involved in that? Sending that was the largest mass mobilization of humankind in history. So we could do that, but we can't regulate a system that doesn't suck you like a goddamn parasite. Bullshit. Of course we can. We can regulate the for-profit insurance racket to say, sorry, you're not going to kick people off when they get sick. That's a regulation. Yeah, we could do that. it's not about the need, it's about the greed. Hold on, where is Thomas? Isn't that bizarre, though, about those calls? I see you're watching. Fuck off and... Why don't you move to Liberland? But before I bring Thomas on, you understand... That's what they do. You see? They're not spending money helping people, making the world safe for democracy. They're not building coalitions, or they're paying people to make prank calls to me. But that's what they do. Oh, did you trigger a lib? Honey, you're not triggering me. I enjoy it. I find it validating, frankly. It's true. If a Republican isn't upset, if a Nazi's not upset, I'm not doing it right. Thomas.
Hey, Tara, how are you?
Sorry, I kept you on hold, but I, had shit to say. How you doing?
It's okay, I want a refund.
Right, you want a refund.
Where's my refund?
You want a refund too? That's what happens, right? It's like a Ponzi scheme.
I'm waiting on my tax. To be fair, I am waiting on my tax refund. So if I want any refund, I want that one.
Oh, right. It's taxes. I haven't done my taxes yet.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Well, I have to.
A longer wait than I am.
Well, I usually get an extension, so, and then I put it off. But I don't know. It's all twisted now. You already did your taxes. Not even April. Damn.
I do mine the minute I get that because of my daughter. I'm lucky enough to still get the child tax.
Oh, that's good.
So
right.
I need that money, and that comes in and helps.
Well, that's true.
But that being said, I have a story for you.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw this.
Wait, hold on a second. Before you go,
Sure.
I just want to say we're speaking with Thomas Reynolds from FYINation.com. And what's the name of your morning show again? I didn't change the lower third. I have every other thing to do.
The Nosey Liberal.
The Nosey Liberal show on FYI Nation in the morning. So when you're hate watching Morning Joe, tune in to Thomas Reynolds, the Nosey Liberal, and blow off some steam.
The good news is we're after Morning Joe.
Oh, you're
after
after.
Morning Joe. So
what time do you start?
So you can.
You start at 9.
So
Okay.
Yes. So we're on from 9 to 11. So you can hate watch Morning Joe, or abuse yourself like I do and watch fucking frauds.
Right.
And,
God. How do you do it?
And then come to me. I mean, today we talked about oral sex, so you never know what you're going to talk about on my show.
Boy, how'd that happen?
Well, I talked about this with Robin today. I called into her show.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had a rough week and things have been not going right. And I wanted to have a little fun. And a friend of mine posted a story. And yes, it's a little clickbaity. Yes, I went a little too far, but I don't care. About this study where if you swallow, you have a better
all right, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this. It's kind of gross. Okay?
But it was a legitimate scientific study that they did.
That you wait.
Injection.
If you whatever, you get what? What happens?
If you do not spit,
ugh,
you have better emotional. Like you get pheromones and all this other scientific stuff.
Must be
happens because you did that.
All right,
it was a legitimate study.
Moving on. Okay.
So we're going to be sure that I actually wanted to talk about that. Now I'm all embarrassed. Now
you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. I know, right?
Now, I had a lot of fun with it, needless to say. And if you want to catch it, I don't have a podcast yet, but I'm going to re-air it on Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m.
Okay, that
so you
sounds
can
good.
catch it's in the second half hour where I talk about it, and I dumpster dive into how I feel conservatives are about sex. So that's a really good subject.
Right. Well, yeah, I have feelings about that. How are they? You used to be a conservative, so
I used to be a conservative, and I feel like, especially when it comes to oral sex, or as they call it, a blow job.
A blow job?
Make it into a job. Yes. Conservatives make it into a job, whereas liberals, I am convinced thoroughly that liberals share the experience together and both have a satisfaction to their mutual benefit.
That is true.
Where conservatives take it to the more demanding and job level.
It's a job.
And I say this on the show. All you have to do is look at how they treated Monica Lewinsky and Bill Clinton.
Yes.
To know that this is where the View is.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's my theory.
Wait, that was on The View? Or The View, you mean in general? Your view?
The View, my
Your
view.
view,
Yes,
okay.
my
Yeah,
my
that
view in
whole
general.
other thing. Well, the way they attacked Monica Lewinsky was, of course, because she's a woman, and it was misogyny, and it came from both sides from her.
Exactly.
For her, yeah. And the Republicans are monsters, so yeah. I know.
So the whole first hour is not dedicated to that, but we talk about that, and also a non-binary appointment to the first ever non-binary appointment to the government, the federal government. We talk about that too, and the outrage that the Free Beacon is going over. And you could listen to that, like I said, on Saturday or Sunday, and we'll replay it.
Yeah, and you got to get that on the podcast. You got to do, it doesn't. I know. Because then people can.
I need an intern. Get me an intern.
Well, I personally, put my stuff on SoundCloud, and then it's automatically linked to iTunes. So that's what you should do, in my opinion. Well, and I think there are, you just have to. Some of that stuff is automated, thankfully, like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I had to upload to zillions of places, it would. I wouldn't have any sleep, less than I already do. But anyway. So, did you hear? You just heard that. You heard that prank call that I just got?
Yes, I did.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes, I am totally in for the prank calls, and I am in for the hate mail. I told Robin this earlier. I am so dismayed that as a liberal host, I am too small to not get hate mail yet. I want that. Bring it. Bring it.
Right.
Bring it.
That's how you know
make it fun.
when you're making a dent a little bit, right? It's true.
I want to make that. I want to make that OAN dent.
Right. You gotta. You will. You will. You just have to keep going. Well, here, I don't know if you can hear this. Let me wait. Hold on a second.
Sure.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I wanted to play another one of these other. I found some of the older ones because I started recording them when they first happened. I was a little bit taken aback, and I don't remember the first one exactly what it said, but it started. It just started devolving into cursing me. So, wait, hold on. Something is going on. Oh, it's the. I heard something. It's the music. It's very low. I have it on very low. For the timing cues, I don't need it. But anyway, here. Let me see if you can hear this. If I play this.
Okay.
Hello there. Hey, I hope this is the correct number.
Can you hear that?
You good?
No, I can't hear anything.
I'm Melanie. I read on Reddit that you're like the biggest anti-Trump person around.
Yep.
And like you're throwing a big party for anyone who's also anti-Trump.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to make sure it's like, still on.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 100 people apparently coming.
Great.
There will be Trump supporters coming as well, but we have Mace, so don't worry.
Great.
Anyways, can't wait to see you.
All right, loser. Bye, loser. You didn't hear it. It was supposed to be a Trump. Oh, we're having a party. It's somebody saying, we're having we're having a party at your house and blah blah. You know, they want me to be like, what? You know, oh God. All right. Yep. Anyway, but you can't hear it, so it doesn't matter. But the people can hear it. The people. You should be able to hear it. This is the problem. You should, if everything was hooked up normally. Were you able to hear the show when you were on hold?
Yes.
Oh, you could. Yes. So, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you hear that though?
I have no idea.
Yeah, you should be able to. All right, whatever. Moving on.
Refund time.
Right?
Refund
Everybody
time.
needs a refund tonight. I need a refund. I need a whole new life refund, please. I want a refund, Mom. You know? That's why I knew.
You want to be like the doctor from Doctor Who and regenerate, right?
Right. Exactly. Or something.
Have a whole regeneration.
I'm running out of time.
Oh, no,
here.
I feel
Exactly. Exactly. So, anyway, go ahead. What were you saying, Thomas?
Okay, so you know me, I like France 24 and I like Al Jazeera and all this stuff. And I was watching France 24 earlier and I found the article, but unfortunately there's only a video to it that I can't play off my phone. But basically, in January, I don't know if you heard about this or your audience did, swirling around the cesspool of the right-wing internets was this video taken of migrant workers at this hotel in Florida, all getting the buses. They were all loading up into buses, right? They were from the ages to 18 to 25 years old. And there was a shitstorm because the right wing doesn't know how to do research. And they thought they were all illegals. And it was done by the Biden administration. Well, if only someone did the research that the France 24 did that the right wing can't do because they're brain dead, they would have found out that these migrant workers actually all had visas to come into the country to do the work.
Yes.
But instead, you had members of Congress tweeting about this. You had protests at the hotel because of this.
Are you kidding me?
Because they are so... No, I'm not. Press 24 did a whole piece about it because they actually have a show where called Truth or Fiction.
Oh, wow.
Or Truth or Fact.
Oh, really?
And they dissect stories that are spread viral on the internet that
That's
people
good.
send in. And this was one of those stories. You would never see this type of coverage on corporate media. Never.
No.
Not on Morning Joe or anything. You have to go to places like yours or mine or France 24 to find this.
Exactly.
And they did the real research. And they were like, we reached out to the company and they all have visas and none of them are illegal. They're all legally entering the country. They literally had a bullshit propaganda show. And it goes back to what you always say, and I always say, is it comes down to the racists.
Yeah,
they don't
that's
want
it.
these people here.
That is it.
So they're going to make a big stink and not do any research and just assume, and it fits their narrative, and nobody is ever going to say, retraction, we fucked up.
That's
They're never going to say that.
Exactly. Right.
And it's a fucking foreign network that is pointing this out.
Yeah.
Well, not one American network.
Exactly. Well, people around the world are looking at what's happening here with horror. And we all know it, that we're propagandized up the wazoo. I was telling a story a couple of weeks ago about on Morning Joe when Mika was doing her whatever. She was in... I don't remember where she was. Was she in Turkey or Hungary or... No, she was in Poland. That's where she was.
Poland. I remember you talking about this.
Oh, yeah. And the 3 stories in a row. One was like, monkeys escape. And then there was the something about, Broadway opening and some other bullshit. Something that had to do with entertainment. Oh, yeah, Adele crying. That was it. Three stories in a row. And she... I guess was getting looks off camera. I'm sure she must have seen the people who work there looking at each other like, what the fuck? This is news. And she made a comment. She's like, guys, this is news, guys? Monkey escaping? And maybe they held up a mirror to you for a second and you saw how ridiculous it is. Why is that news? Monkeys escaping and Adele crying. We had not only Adele crying that day, there was like a whole week of Adele crying. Then it was Adele, because Adele canceled her concert. Why do I know this? She canceled her concert, then she cried, and then she did something for the people. She gave them gifts, and some even had live stream calls with her. Why? Those are precious minutes that can be better used by educating people. Yeah, I would think.
Well, I got one. I got another one
mean,
for you.
I want to see the one about monkeys crying. Anyway, whatever. Go ahead. Sorry.
I got another one for you, Tara. The TikTok universe is freaking out because it's Black History Month. And
critical race theory.
There was some. I think it was Nicki. Yeah, right. I think it was Nicki Minaj, or there was some African American, and I don't mean to be flippant about it, but there was some artist that I don't know from night or day that did this Black History Month with TikTok creators and invited a whole bunch of TikTok creators. Well, apparently some of them were white that were invited to this. Because they were popular creators. And apparently some of the other non-African American creators were rightly upset that they didn't get invited when they have clout too. And there's this big brouhaha because the TikTok universe has some people that are apologizing and are like, I wish I was never invited, yada, yada, yada. And some are like, I saw this one video that was stitched where this guy was like, well, I don't understand why you're all upset for all I do. And he was a white guy, for all I do for the African American community.
So they weren't invited? I mean, I'm so confused.
No, that was invited. He was like, I don't understand why you're all upset with me. I do a lot for the, it was like,
oh my God. They're so.
Yes. Yes.
Right, but it's anything to stoke racial discord anyway, so yeah, doesn't matter.
The long story short is TikTok managed this. They should have had more Black creators on, or they should have had certain creators on, maybe gender fluid or trans or something.
Wow.
And I'm sure that's what they were going for, but they did it so poorly. And this is what, the point I'm trying to get to is whenever corporate media sticks their beak into trying to do something for a minority group, they manage to fuck it up in such a way everybody is all pissed off.
Well, because
they can't ever get it right.
It's platitudes, I think. Everybody's tired of the freaking platitudes. I wanted to show you something. You could probably, if you're watching, you have the feed, right? You can see it. Right? Am I wrong? You could see the screen or not?
No.
You don't. I thought you said you were watching it.
No.
I was watching on YouTube.
Accidentally unmute you.
Oh, okay. I'm showing it to everybody else then.
I'm terrified of the echo.
Oh. Well, turn the fucking volume down. That's all. Shit.
I love how you yell at me, Tara. It's wonderful. Turn up the fucking volume, you bastards.
I'm not yelling. That's how I talk.
I know. I love it.
Wait, hold on. I got to get rid of this lower third here for a second. Okay, so this is the conservative Reddit that I am now only allowed to monitor and not post on because I gave them some truth and they blocked me, but that's okay. I have 10 other accounts I could log in on, but it doesn't matter. If I I could sit there all day debunking everything. And every now and then, not every now and then, I do get alerts from them, but because I want to see what they're talking about. And but all you got to do is go right to the top, and it's lies, riddled with lies. Okay, so this thing here, the thing that's really annoying me about Republicans, besides everything else, is they are. Here's what their positioning is. We normal people are racist, okay? Because we judge people by the color of their skin, not the content of their character. Apparently, that's the only MLK quote they know, and they're not racist at all because they don't see any color at all. They see everybody as this. It's such bullshit. But okay, well, for example, here's right here, right below, A Time for Choosing. This is Christopher Rufo, the creator of the critical race theory hysteria and misinformation. He's the one that promoted it as everything having to do with Black history, and now all the idiots are out there. This is critical race. They think Black History Month is critical race theory. Okay. So Christopher Rufo, there are two competing philosophies now. One says America is systematically racist and your skin color determines your outcomes. Another says America is a land of progress and you can chart your own future through your human agency. Choose one and choose wisely. So you see what this is? They're the progressives. Don't worry about the system. It's not the system that is fucked up, that makes the American people the least upwardly mobile and that gives us things called good schools and bad schools. Or the fact that that African Americans have 1/10 of the generational wealth that white people have. That it's not that. It's that we don't. We're racist. You see what I'm saying? It's not the system. It's the people caught in the system. If you just understood that you can chart your own future through human agency, who the fuck doesn't think that? The fact is, if you are swimming in a pool of oil, it's a lot different from swimming in a pool of water or salt water even, right? It depends on the playing field. What's the rules of the game? So what this says is that if African Americans don't have, or people with darker pigment in general, which I prefer to say, but if they don't have, if as a statistically speaking, don't have the same generational wealth as white people, it's because it's their fault. It's not that they have been systematically legislated against and marginalized and deliberately put into a lower part of the ladder. Everything's working great. And because of that, I guess billionaires jerking off in space while the rest of us can't save $400. That's, because billionaires know their agency. Not that everybody, that the rich are getting richer because of the corrupt system. You see what I'm saying? So this is so, it's so infuriating to me, but it's not unexpected because this is what they do. They turn, everything is twisted. So this other meme here, it basically says the same thing. But you see the overarching theme building here? Everything on the fucking conservative Reddit is about race. They saying how much they're not racist while being racist. So, look, when you're so woke, you only want minorities removed because you can't stand to look at them? Is that right? So, as if, first of all, Uncle Ben is still on Uncle Ben's. Aunt Jemima is still on Aunt Jemima, except she doesn't look like somebody's servant now. They gave her a modern take. And they took away this Native American woman on the Land O'Lakes box. Apparently that is very important to conservatives. They want stereotypical depictions of everybody that in marginalized communities, and they don't see as if Little Debbie is somehow against white people. The sun-made person is against white people. You know what I mean? But they don't seem to understand. It's like it's like straight people would say, well, we don't need a straight pride parade because every day is fucking straight pride. Nobody is looking at a Quaker white man and thinks that, oh, that's all white men are. You know what I mean? Because white men are everywhere. This has nothing to do with stereotypes and misinformation. It's so annoying to me. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, and Tara, it gets worse. There is a story that I'm going to be doing tomorrow about Eric Adams, your mayor in New York City.
I know.
That is getting attacked by Harris Faulkner earlier today, where she went off on him during her show about basically saying to the media, "You're all white. You don't know me. You don't know what I've dealt with." And he basically told the media in a press conference that, you know, maybe get some black people and some Asians and some different people of color in your editorial boards. And he was absolutely right. He made a point that was completely valid. And the token black girl on Fox News, and I'm sorry to say black girl, I don't mean it that way, has to go off on him and be... you know, and basically go off on that tangent. And we'll talk about it more tomorrow, but it aggravates me because they're like, well, whataboutism with those people on the right.
She's a human shield. That's it. Right. Well, that's all they are. If somebody throws some truth at them, they need their human shield to go out there and defend it. And I don't know this person. But whatever. She's on Fox and Friends. Is that it? Is that who you're talking about?
Well, she does two shows. The sad thing that I almost know their entire schedule. My life is pathetic. She does a show called Faulkner, which is her name, and then for an hour, and then she does this after noon show with it's kind of it's supposed to be all women and one guy, where they turn the tables on the guy.
Oh, God.
It's this weird...
That sounds so like 1950s, you know?
Yeah, it's totally demeaning in every way that you could think of.
What's this? This is on Fox News? What show is
yes.
this? That they turn...
I can't remember.
It's 4 women and one guy, and they're like Battle of the Sexes?
It's... Outnumbered is the name of the show.
Oh, God.
It's called Outnumbered.
No.
And
it hurts.
The 4 women outnumber the one guy, and they bring out all these Fox News rejects, the men and pundits, to go and debate the women, and they it's supposed to be like a round table where the women are in control because, you know.
Right.
We're all equal now, apparently, according to Fox News.
Well, that's the way they, you know, the sisters are doing it for themselves. You know, they're all in for the women. See, outnumbered.
Yep, and exactly, and it's like. It's so demeaning, the entire premise of the show.
Wow,
and they usually get the most, like, Jesse Waters was on the show a couple of times. Judge Napolitano used to come on. They picked, like, the worst pundits that you could so it's not a fair fight even, right?
Yeah,
they, you know, and it's not really a fair fight anyway, because these conservative pundits are all, you know, basically teleprompter reading whores.
Oh, yeah.
So, you're not going to get anything
That's
Yeah,
fine.
amen
You're
to
fine.
that.
You're
And
fine.
you're not going to get any real actual news out of it. You're going to get the right-wing propaganda and talking points, just like every other Fox show. But what they try to do is put the show in the daytime and make it more of a news show than it's not straight news, but they try to make it more straight news than an actual opinion show like their nighttime stuff. And because they sandwich it in between their actual so-called straight news daytime show, which at this point the only good, I should be your Fox News analyst, by the way.
Oh my God, maybe. We're taking applications.
The only good thing about everybody will want a refund.
They do already.
The only good news. The only good news about Fox News at this point is the weekend straight news, because Donald Trump actually complains about them and goes to watch OAN.
Oh,
I mean, that's how straight
you definitely
they are on
know
the
what's
weekend.
going on over there. I don't know any. I just watch the
know,
clips. Which I can barely stomach.
I'm a masochist. I'm
Well, it's sort of
I'm
like
weird.
Right. What? It's me. I can barely tolerate monitoring the conservative Reddit feed. Wait, I'm losing my voice. Hold on. I don't have a button, so this is the way I have to do it. That's my button, just turning around and clearing my throat. But I want to look at this. Hold on a second.
Okay,
Go ahead. You can
Sure.
talk. You're allowed.
My button when I mute myself on my show is accidentally over-muting myself, and I continue to talk like an idiot. And if I start to lose listeners and realize that I've done it.
Well,
That's my goal.
don't call yourself an idiot. That's not good. I hate that. It's not good
I know,
karma.
I know.
It's not good. Negative. It's negative
And
talk.
my karma needs my karma needs a workout too.
Oh, well,
which
me
is
too.
another thing. But no, as far as Fox goes with the show, I didn't know you didn't know about Outnumbered.
No.
I'm surprised you didn't know,
I haven't
because
seen it yet.
it's one of these weird journeys into Fox daytime, because I think it's trying really hard to be like The View.
Yeah, I'm
And
sure it
it's
is.
not quite there.
Because they're very derivative. They don't have
You
an
know?
original thought in their heads. Of course,
Yes.
they are trying to compete with The View. Wait, I just want to show you some of these comments on this, the meme, apparently, that right-wingers are so upset about, that they're being, white people are being stereotyped as Quakers and Little Debbies and bitches who fucking pick grapes in the sun. I guess that's some kind of attack.
Sorry.
That supposedly,
Oh my God, the outrage.
right? Because it's not like, see, they don't see the difference between why Little Debbie is inoffensive and nothing as compared to like a buckwheat or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't see the difference because they don't want to. That's it. And they cannot look out onto the world. Their experience only extends past their own eyelashes when they're looking in a mirror, and that's it. The world is the center of the universe is a very crowded place filled with right-wingers, and it's like babies. That's what I say. They are like babies who never develop. I forget what age it is where we figure out that we're not the center of the universe. I think it's like 3. Wait, let me see. Oh, I don't know. I have to look that up
I never
another
did
time.
figure that out, though, Tara.
Well, it's like it's
I
part
never
of
did
child
figure that out.
development. There's they have it on a there's a chart, and at certain when you're first born, you don't realize that you're part of this whole big thing going on, the whole interconnected shit. You think you're the center of the universe because you don't know any better. And then you get a little older, you start seeing other people. You don't just see mommy. You see, there's a whole world. And then you start recognizing, other people. And other people have needs and feelings. And Then there's also a point on child development where children, that's kind of the same time children start, or really toddlers start. They are, what is the word? They want fairness. They like fairness. So they've done studies with children who will get a certain amount, like they call them the lucky child or the unlucky child, and they'll give the lucky child more and see what they do, and usually the lucky child will share with the others because they don't want to be, they don't want to be, first of all, it's also public shaming too, because I guess they want the other child to like them. And it also, I guess it depends on the child too. I bet if Trump was a baby, when Trump was a baby, well, because he still is a baby, I could not see him, if he were picked as the lucky child, I can't see him sharing. You know what I mean?
I think, Tara, I think there's actually a story about that he didn't when he was a
really?
kid. And
Right.
I vaguely remember, I don't remember the source, so I can't say I point to it, but I rhetorically remember back during the election when he was being called a deplorable, there was a story from an interview that he, and I think it's in the Netflix series about him, where I saw this, where they were talking about his youth and how he was just this selfish prick
from
who
birth.
didn't like to share his toys, didn't like to, be a given. And I if I remember correctly, I'm remembering it from the Netflix series.
Right. It does sound familiar. But let's look at some of these comments on this stupid meme that does nothing but stoke ignorance. Look, drinker of thoughts. Manifest destiny is a bitch, isn't it? What is that? You know what that is? That says white people are the best, and that's the whole manifest destiny. We're murdering Native Americans because it's manifest destiny. Oh, hey. But that's what they think. It really is. It's called racial appropriation when white people use non-white people imagery to sell something. One side sees it as victimization. The other sees it as a tribute. A tribute? You think Aunt Jemima as a servant was a tribute? Ask African Americans that. You know what I mean? Maybe they could have a say in the matter. And if somebody was like, no, you know what? I don't want to be I don't want some stereotypical image of people who have darker pigment feeding into your bigotries. There's a whole big ass world here, and we all belong to it, and we all deserve goddamn dignity of it. And they don't really see that. It's so fucked up, frankly, to put it scientifically, that it's selfishness and it's racism, anything that protects their racism. And it actually, you know what, I was just thinking, because you guys know I'm in recovery, and I just reminded myself, because it's sort of like when you're an addict in active addiction, and we people in the rooms of recovery, we talk about how the disease kind of protects itself. It will lie to you in your own voice to keep you sick. And it's true. This is kind of the same thing. They are using every justification to protect their goddamn bigotries, to nurse their prejudices like a baby sucking a binky, and nothing's going to penetrate that. Even though, even reality won't penetrate it. They will not ever see the world from anybody else's perspective, because, that's part of their sickness too. How is it a tribute? You know what I mean? First of all, it's not Aunt Jemima's, it wasn't her, company or anything. It's not like she was like Am I wrong about that? They used her as...
No, you're not. You're
just...
It was a was a stereotype to get... Let's be honest. It was a stereotype to get white mothers predominantly and upper and lower middle class people to go and buy their shit. That's what they used it as. Oh, if it's good enough for... If it's good enough for the servant, it's good enough for your family,
it's sort of
too.
like saying...
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, but it's sort of like saying you have a servant, too, with this Aunt Jemima. She's working for you, not just the 1%, right? So, yeah. And
absolutely.
This person says, I wonder if there are any POC-owned products that use Caucasian mascots to sell their product to the white majority. Everything is they're so tiny. Even though they think they're a majority. No, they're a minority. Hate, ignorance. It really is just ignorance, but it's actually worse because it harms so many people, including themselves. They're just disgusting. But Jay-Z didn't.
These are the same people.
God.
Well, take a look at that comment that Jay-Z didn't. These are the same people who are flipping out about the Super Bowl and about a halftime show.
I know.
Normal Americans who saw it didn't have a problem with it. They saw it as a nostalgic trip down memory lane.
That was the songs of my youth. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Mine too. And I didn't see the original thing. I didn't watch it, so I didn't know. I saw clips after, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. And that's what it was. And they don't like it because it reminds them of the things they aren't. They're not cool. They're not hip. They do not have rhythm. And the only thing they're good at is sucking the life out of people. And it's pathetic.
Right. Yes. Well, speaking of people freaking out about the Super Bowl, you saw that Charlie Kirk tweet. I'm not sure. Did we talk about this on the show? I'm not sure. I don't remember. Not us, but me. Yeah. Wait, Charlie Kirk. I'm trying to find it so in case people missed it. He's like 29 years old, this fucking guy. And he tweeted about the Super Bowl, the halftime show. What did he say? Hold on. Kirk. Super Bowl, maybe it'll come up. Super Bowl. It's very shocking, but not unexpected. He tweeted something about calling. What was it? If you have it handy, you can say. Oh, yeah, here it is. He said something about it's sexual anarchy. The NFL.
Yes. Yeah. He talked about it being sexual anarchy. And by the way, so what? So, oh my God, you got a little hard on? Are you mad because you got one or because you couldn't find it?
No.
You know what I mean?
It's not that. Here, you could mark these words, okay? Although even though, I don't know 100%. But Charlie Kirk gives me that Josh Duggar vibe. So, okay? Take that as it is or as you will interpret it. There is something very wrong with a young person or any person really, but especially somebody young who saw that Super Bowl or any fucking even the one that's so controversial with the Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson. Who cares? But who responds in such a puritanical scold way. There's something wrong with that. There's sickness there because you don't give a shit. It's like if you're normal, it's like Josh Duggar. Where is it? I can't even talk. I'm like, blah, blah, blah.
The problem with him, he is repressing something.
Yes,
and he can't handle something that is sexual and is not deviant.
But it's not even sexual. What was it?
There's no
Right.
anything in that even close to it. It doesn't have to necessarily be, but for him is what I'm saying. He can't handle it. It's like just talking to Robin about this earlier. When people, some dude went after Robin at Robin Kincaid at a store and basically freaked out because she, in his own way, he figured out that she was trans. Yeah. And he basically loudly said, I don't know if you, for your audience.
Yeah, she told me about it. But I didn't talk. I didn't tell the story. Mm-hmm.
She told it on the air to me. Mm-hmm. So I don't mind repeating that as well. Yeah. Basically, the guy said unbelievable twice. Looked at
trying
to get a reaction from her, and looked at her in an unpleasant way, and basically trying to get a reaction out of her. Yeah. Whether or not
it was bullying, it was harassment.
He knew Robert.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And basically what I said was, these are very lonely people. And it doesn't matter whether or not, because I know I was this person. I was very lonely. I had a lot of hate in my heart for myself and for other people because I was disgusted with myself. And when you're in that position, you have a lot of hatred and you shine it towards other people because you can't stand yourself. And I don't like. I agree with a lot of the points that Robin made during the show, but I think it comes down to these people have something they're repressing.
Of course.
And they cannot handle it. So they have to have an emotional outburst to somebody else.
Yes.
Because it comes down to what I was saying about people having a problem with me being non-binary or anybody being non-binary when I did the story earlier. It shouldn't matter to you if another person is non-binary or in your case lesbian. It shouldn't matter unless it means something to you.
Exactly. It doesn't matter to people who are normal. Nobody cares. It's like, oh, okay, you're gay. Who cares? You're non-binary. Congratulations. Our job, I look at it as making the world safe for everybody and welcoming. Well, what a different human experience that would be, where we're all like, welcome. Okay, great. First of all, people wouldn't even, I'm sure there will be a day if we evolve, where if somebody, a young person or anybody says, I'm trans, we help them, Okay. Well, there are, now we have options so you can feel who you are or whatever. Like, what the fuck skin off our ass is it? Like that old man, like what the hell does he care? Because he's got something wrong with him. And that's not me and you speculating. That's the goddamn truth. That is a telltale sign. They've done studies on homophobes that is the telltale sign of they're gay. And they put they did a study with men. Look at the producer's back. He's awake behind me. My cat. Anyway, so he'll. Anyway, they put probes on people's penises, and so that it wasn't. So it was a body response, and that they couldn't help. Yep. And not just them saying, I hate those queers. And they would show them various images, and ask them questions simultaneously. Of course, the homophobe was like, I hate gays. They're the ones that were having reactions. If you don't give a shit, why do you care? Why do you care? Exactly. It's because it's Pence. I could tell you. I guarantee, or something in my, I don't know, I can't guarantee it, but of course, because it will never happen. If every gay person turned purple, he would look like a Teletubby. There's no doubt in my mind. There would people like him, because who cares otherwise? And that's why you can, you could set your clock to another closeted Republican conservative getting caught in some bathroom or something, because they're ashamed of themselves. That's another thing. There was a whole other I remember reading a book about, I think it was called something about the society and the homosexual. That was in the title, because it was one of the first in the sick homosexual or something. It wasn't it, but it was sick society and it was one of the groundbreaking books that said, no, it's not the gay person who's sick, it's the society that's sick. And of course it was met with a lot of, oh no, Jesus and all this other shit. But I remember that book from when I was in college. But anyway, it's the truth. It's who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Well, that's exactly right. And it boggles my mind. It boggles my mind, Tara, when we have to have these discussions on a regular basis.
Right.
And like I was telling Robin, the people like you and Brad Friedman and Nicole Sandler, the people who try to spotlight issues to make an inclusive community should be able to get more clout than they have. And it's a damn, like Mike Malloy, it's a damn shame that we don't have more voices that are out there telling the truth and fighting against things like Don't Say Gay and everything else that comes with it. And instead you get 3 networks now of conservative right-wing TV. You got Newsmax, you got OAN, you got Fox News. Name me, and MSNBC doesn't fucking count. I'm sorry. No. It's not a liberal network. No. It's a corporate ran network.
Yeah, it's for the billionaires.
For as good as Rachel Maddow is, she's not a leftist. She started out, yes, on Air America, but she went for the corporate dime. And I'm sorry, she do what Amy Goodman is doing on Democracy Now!
Well, she does do
really
some good work, but there are other things she won't touch. That's the truth. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because her corporate masters tell her not to.
Because you don't bite the hand that feeds you. That's the rule number 1 in life, right?
Exactly. And it's like, it drives me nuts that we can't have open and frank conversations and discourse, even with Republicans, because we're so polarized. And you get people like these idiots who believe this video that we were talking about with France 24. I mean, it's like, how fucking stupid are you that you believe that these people are illegal, and you see their skin color, illegal.
Well, they don't.
Really?
They're not educated, and they are propagandized. It's deliberate. Yes. Fox News is a propaganda network, and we knew that years ago. We always knew it, or we suspected it, and then it was confirmed with studies saying that people who watch Fox News are less informed. And that's what they're there for. That's why nobody loses their job when shit happens, when a study comes out and says that people are less informed. Nobody gets axed, because that's the point.
Well, to be fair, Tara, they do get like Judge Napolitano do get tossed when they have a sexual harassment lawsuit come on at them.
I'm
because
sure
the
that
network will not tolerate that shit.
You're right, exactly. Well, let me see. Here's the Charlie Kirk tweet: "Is the NFL is now the league of sexual anarchy. This halftime show should not be allowed on television." Something's up with this fucker. He is probably, there's something disturbed. It's not just gay. He's not just gay. There's something even deeper and darker. He's 28. Someday soon, it will happen. The sexual depravities, or whatever, however you say it, skeleton, is what I tweeted, hanging in Charlie Kirk's closet, will be exposed. No one, much less a 28-year-old, is this much of a puritanical skull unless they're hiding something. He's got that Josh Duggar kind of vibe. He does. Josh Duggar, that's the one.
Right.
Yep, right.
When you're right, you're right. My battery's dying on my phone again.
All righty.
Because I have a super battery. I want to thank you for letting me promote my show.
Of course.
Because we are getting listeners. Here's my hope. that me coming on your show and talking to Robin, we could get a little bit more participation on the show. Tweets at #FYI Live or calls into the at FYI Nation on Skype.
I know.
Because the show is called The Nosey Liberal for a reason. And the reason it's called The Nosey Liberal is because I'm a nosy bastard. And I want to know what people are thinking. And the crime is committed every day when people don't tweet and join the chat room and entertain me with their thoughts.
Right.
So I hope
I hear you.
We can build this and go from there. And by the way, I always love having you on the show. So you're more than welcome to call in or come on at any time.
Okay.
Now that you know you won't have to skip Morning Joe for
Well, that's true. I'm usually just waking up and like, what the fuck? So, yeah, I will.
Welcome to I slept through a whole show the other day. I was so mad at myself. I couldn't make it because you talk about spilling milk.
Right.
Talk about that.
Right.
And a refund. So I feel you.
I know. Well, this is what you do it anyway, right? It's just you do it anyway.
Yes.
That's how all right, we spilt milk. We make mistakes. The camera sucks and everything else, but it's you got to do it anyway. We don't have the funding.
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk has the funding.
And when people give to you through your Patreon and give to Robin and give to me, there's only a small pot to go around, but it is much appreciated.
Right.
Like I told Robin, I am lucky. With the contributors that I have enough to keep the station on the air every month.
Well, that's good.
What I don't have is enough. What I don't have is enough for original programming. So that's where the donors come in. If we got more donors, I could do a third hour and more original programming. But unfortunately, like one day I had to cancel the show mid-show because I had to deal with something work-related.
Right.
I have to drop it to real-world work.
That's right.
And I don't want to have to do that if I could get donors.
Right.
So if you want to help out, please do. If you can't, I understand. Help out by participating.
Right.
And that's my ask of our liberal friends that we have.
Right. That's all we can do is beg and plead. And keep going.
And I am great at being on my knees. It's today's story. We'll tell you.
That's how. Well, we're gonna have to leave it there, Thomas. We started with.
On that note, I will talk to you later.
All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Thomas Reynolds, the Nosey Liberal, FYINation.com. All right. Well, great conversation. Thank you, Thomas, for calling in. I really appreciate it. And thank you, everybody else, for hanging out. We're not done yet. A little bit. I'm looking at the time. We'll probably end around 11. Yeah. For example, we're talking about closet cases. I think I told you the story before about a friend of mine, her boyfriend. I was driving in Manhattan. We went out, and she's like, "Oh, you should meet my boyfriend." You know, I'm a lesbian. Who cares? Okay, let's hang out. And then I was driving him home. This was many years ago. He lived in Manhattan, and he was like, "Oh, you're great. Yeah, we should hang out. Yeah." And I'm like, "Yeah, we had a good time." And then it was during the Bush years. That's what happened. It was around the time when Bush was pushing the constitutional amendment against people with the same peepees having the right to form a legal contract. You know, freedom. And he said something about, we got on the topic, of course, of Republicans, and he's like, I do believe that marriage is a sacred bond between a man and a woman. And I was like, you're kidding, right? And he's like, no. And he doubled down on it. I pulled the car over. I said, get the fuck out. And he's like, you're kidding, right? And I was like, no, get out. I'm not driving you home. I don't hate myself that much. I don't need a friend like this. I don't hate myself enough to be a friend to somebody who thinks I'm a second-class citizen. And he's like, I hope we can hang out some other time. I was like, no, we can't. I'm sorry. He thought I'm not kidding, man. So, fast forward. Another day, days go by. He's itching, my cat. He's got allergies, you know. Tara Jr. Hold on. Here you go, honey. I know. So, anyway, they broke up. My friend said that, why? Why'd you break up? Well, guess what? You know the answer. You know the end of the story. The guy's gay. In the closet. He was cheating on her with men. Addicted to pornography. You know, men. Because he's fucking repressed. I could have told her. Who cares? Who cares? If who has a marriage contract? Who cares? That's freedom, right? You want to form a fucking life with somebody? Good. Oh, your sky spook doesn't like it. Well, I don't give a shit because my sky spook is better than your sky spook. And my sky spook is actually a decent sky spook. It's not a dick. Uh-oh. I knew it. Here he comes. Here comes trouble. He's not gonna like that I'm standing. You stay down there. Producer, no, he's coming. No. Producer. All right. I'll let you up a little bit. Get up. Get up. You're gonna have to do it. Do it. You got it. Yes. You did it. You did it, producer. Look at how cute he is. Look how good he is. I love him. I love him. Let me just give you a big kiss. Listen to that purr. Go ahead, purr. He doesn't purr on command. What? He's called. I gotcha, honey. I gotcha. Let me help you. I will never drop you. Uh-oh. He's going nuts now. I only encouraged him. He's going nuts. He's moving the mic. I'm sweating up here. All right, Bubba. This is how we're going to get patrons if I did a cat show. All right. You guess what? Guess who's going back on the cat tree? Where you going? I got you. I can't. I just cannot have a producer on my keyboard. I'm sure you understand. All right. Well, what was the other question? I mean, stories. It's getting silly up in this bitch. Oh, let me play a couple of those fucking pranks. And that we're just cursing now. With notice how it goes. It's supposed to not be like that with cursing. It's not good to curse. Because it kind of doesn't help your algorithm. That's why I tried to stop. And then you have to report it to YouTube that you're using mild mother effing cursing. Here's another prank that I received from the losers, the fascists. Same thing, really. Fascist losers. Hello.
Hello there. How are you doing there today?
I'm great.
This is Nick. I work as a literacy agent.
Wonderful.
Listen, I have some amazing news.
What's that?
I can see on our database that you're a big Donald Trump fan.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This is great because he's releasing a new book called Orange is the New Black.
Sounds great.
Can you believe this? That they had to...
And it's
produce
$50,
this.
isn't that a real bargain?
And then they had to call me. Everything Donald Trump does
So
is a
I
bargain.
can charge your card right now. We have all your details because, Donald Trump controls everything.
Right. Great.
Okay, the book is on its way.
Great.
I hope you love it.
I hope you love it. What is wrong with them? Anybody? They had to produce that? They had to look me up? Donald Trump knows everything. Oh, I guess you're not doing anything for the American people, so this is what you spend your time on? Where the fuck do we live? Oh, now we have a goddamn bot again. Another Russian bot. Why is it that right-wingers need so much help from anti-American democracy haters? I wonder. Well, they hate democracy at home, so it's not surprising that they support Putin. They don't support democracy in Ukraine. They don't support democracy at home. Right. Paradu says, what's right with them? Exactly. They don't, you see, what's so bizarre, well, it points to their sickness, that they think this is a good waste or use of their time to make prank calls, to record them, to get somebody to do it, to get a dialer system that disguises their number, to find my phone number and continuously harass me about. I don't care. I will just continue to record them and play them on the air. It's good content for the show. Oh, here's another one. Did I play this one? There were a few of them. Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Who's this?
I cannot believe what you did. I am absolutely disgusted.
Why?
You have no idea about genders, do you?
Who is this? This is a robocall.
You don't seem to care about climate change, you complete bastard.
Wow. Tell me more.
And you think it's okay for men to fart in public? Really?
Why are you saying that?
Honestly, you are the worst person in the world.
Who are you? You hear that? That was, I recorded that. That's one of those robocalls. Wait, I recorded that when we were on the air. Another time they called while we were on the air. But I guess that was supposed to be somebody pretending to be a liberal. That's an interpretation of a liberal. You don't know anything about genders because, that's so funny, isn't it? It's funny to be a bigot and an ignoramus, right? Oh my God, help me. It's too far left. Don't you see? Everybody's too far. That's why I get so down and depressed about the fucking future of this country. Because the ignoramuses, that's what they're putting their money into. Dividing stupidity. What are you doing? Me? You're harassing me? That shows you how useless they really are. You don't know anything about gender. And what is it supposed to do to me? I have to figure out. Is it supposed to scare me? I guess so. I guess that was like the one where he said, we'll be sending you the book. I hope you love it. Because we know where you live, right? Good. Fucking do it. It would help the show. I hope somebody takes a pot shot at me. Because then it'll be good for the show. Yeah, I hope they don't kill me, but yeah. That might be where it's going, guys. Right? Haiku says she had too much hate. I mean, too much anger in her voice. It was obvious the hate is strong with that one. Exactly. They're useless. That's why you don't give them power. They don't have the maturity for it. See, I would never think of that. You would never. When we got together, it was like, how are we going to ensure that the American people are not the least upwardly mobile of all Western democracies? How are we going to bring back the great prosperity? How will we ensure that assholes don't, even the ones who suck, don't have to needlessly die without health care like the rest of the fucking world? How do we do that? Oh, we'll have a prank call. We'll make a prank call and we'll randomly we'll call some right-wing podcaster. Really? That's what you got? They are useless. They hate this country. They hate America. That's another example. They hate America. They hate everybody in America. Therefore, they're not patriots. Oh my God. They wouldn't fucking storm the beaches of Normandy, much less wear a mask. They can't even do the basic, simple requirements of civilization, of patriotism. They hate America. They want all the benefits. They're the takers. They just want to take. No give. And they all want us to endure their stupidity as if it's on par with normalcy, reality. We all have to endure it. Oh, the baby needs a fucking diaper change. And now they have a whole party of sociopaths cheering them on because they want to destroy. They want us at each other's throats. They don't want their assholes looking up and saying, oh shit, the American people can't save $400? Oh, that's because why? Why? According to the billionaires who pay the millionaires to pump bullshit into their ears, it's because I guess we're lazy and don't pick up ourselves from our bootstraps. Well, this whole system. Oh, my grandfather, when I was your age, well, when you were our age, even my fucking age, you could go to college. You didn't have to be an indentured servant to a bank coming out. And then you can get a job. And if you didn't like that job, you go get another. Because they all earned living wages. That's what my aunt said. When she didn't like a job, she'd just go, bye. Go get another one. There wasn't a problem. And you didn't have to scrape and scram because you were getting paid living wages. My father and mother could raise their family, me included, on a garbage man's and postal worker's salary, buy a home, buy cars every few years, go on vacation. Do that now. You can't. People can't get established. They can't buy homes. They can't barely pay rent. Now everybody's renting because all of the billionaires, all the scumbags, they all got together and now they're buying up all the property and everybody's got to deal with the Jared Kushners of the world. That's what he is. Bunch of slumlords. What a different world we'd be living in if FDR's Second Bill of Rights went through, if he didn't die. Right? But Democrats don't want to pick up that mantle for some reason. That's a great rallying cry. You know why? For some reason. Because money. Money in politics. Money in the system. Greed is the only American value. That's it. Everything that needs funding, that is worthy of it, is struggling. Teachers. Right? We've got to... teachers aren't being paid. You hear this on corporate media. They'll lament how teachers are being abused by these mask holes and COVIDiots, but they'll say they don't get paid enough to put up with this shit. Well, why is that? Why don't they get paid enough? And now teachers are leaving the profession in droves. Because who wants to put up with it? You don't get paid. Who wants to be a teacher? You think kids are going to be like, I want to be a teacher so I could set myself up to be a whipping post that gets paid shit and has to struggle and gets no respect. And then you got to deal with right-wingers who want to scream in your face about keeping their stupid spawn 6 feet above the ground, not under it. You know what I mean? My nose is itchy. Doesn't that mean I'm going to have a fight? Well, Kate Petrini sent me some articles about the 3 assholes in San Francisco and the school board being ousted. And I was hesitant to get into it only because I'm looking at the time, but since we're talking about it, it does fit into what we've been saying, and especially about the corporate media. Because on the corporate media, on Morning Joe, rather than playing it, I'll just describe it just in the interest of time. They went on about how the school board, it was a warning to Democrats because Democrats are too far left. But it's a little bit more nuanced than that. So for people who don't know, here's one of the articles. Kate Petrini is Mike Malloy's show, education correspondent. She's this show's education correspondent, whether she likes it or not. And she sent me these articles because I didn't really understand, but I knew that if I didn't understand the whole story, and if the corporate media was, if they were framing it as too far left, I knew there had to be more details that they were leaving out, as they do. It's so much easier to boil it down to simple black and white bullshit, to shove their agenda into it. It's no different than what the Republicans do on Fox News. That's what they do. They take stories and they twist it. They don't give you the color. They don't give you the nuances. And they just give you the black and white, not the shades of gray or any other color in between. It's because they have an agenda. So this is from the San Francisco Chronicle. And I knew if these school board members were ousted by both sides, I mean, this is in San Francisco, not in Georgia somewhere. So from the San Francisco Chronicle, Heather Knight, opponents of the San Francisco School Board recall says it's fueled by Republicans, will tell that to its liberal backers. About a dozen smiling people in matching yellow T-shirts wheeled 45 heavy boxes through the City Hall basement to the Department of Elections the other morning. Inside those boxes sat 6 months of effort and nearly 250,000 signatures of San Francisco voters that are almost certain to qualify school board members Gabrielle Lopez, Allison Collins, and Faguga, I don't know how to say it, Moliga, for a recall. Get ready for a special election, probably in January. Well, obviously this was a few months ago. That would be the first local to recall, to qualify for a San Francisco ballot since 1983. Already supporters of the internationally ridiculed school board have bashed the recall for supposedly being fueled by Republicans, conservatives, and dark money. But is it? And that's how they were framing it on the corporate media, because they're saying that everyone is against wokeness. But what does that mean? It's another critical race theory umbrella term. Put anything in there that you don't like, wokeness, right? Make it anything and everything, including living wages, retirement secure, anything. Decent, just being decent to people. Not caring, being considerate. Not being a dick who stands next to another human being who has more courage in her fucking pinky. And there, the curses are nuts. It's nuts. This podcast is going to be demonetized. There's no doubt in my mind. Not that, whatever. We make a lot of money there anyway. But somebody like that asshole who stood next to Robin saying, unbelievable, fuck you. Okay. Unlike the Tuesday recall election of Gavin Newsom, the answer is no about the money. Everyday San Franciscans with real concerns about the school board and who believe the city's kids deserve better launched the effort and worked tirelessly to gather the signatures. And their beefs are far more significant than Newsom's unmasked dinner at the French Laundry. Do I look like a Republican? Hello, said one of the men in a yellow t-shirt, plus a rainbow beard, top hat, silver pants, and platform boots. I'm Gabraham Lincoln. Queens for the recall. Honest and fabulous Abe was David Thompson, who pulled his 10-year-old son out of the district after months of the body's outburst and despondency over Zoom school, while the school board mostly ignored families' concerns and instead focused on distractions like renaming 44 closed school, including Lincoln High. People want policies, real, actual policies, real movements, real change that improves people's lives. That's absolutely a distraction, especially when there's so much other work to do. And that's the kind of shit you do. Yeah, I mean, it's not like it was called the Redskin High. You know what I mean? That's a different story. Okay. A group board catches the hold on. Sorry. A good board catches the mistakes of the administrators and oversees and corrects them. This one ignores the district's errors, blasts critics, and creates unnecessary messes. It's just a shit show. But people with too much shit to deal with anyway didn't want to deal with. And also gives liberals a bad name because the corporate media will just use the broad brush of their prejudices to say that nobody likes socialism and nobody likes wokeness. See? Even in San Francisco, people got rid of these people, but leaving out that it were liberals doing it. Liberals saying, we don't want your platitudes and bullshit and drama. What should it be focusing on? The district's enrollment drop to 49,774, a 5% dip from June 2020, and the projected budget deficit of at least $114 million. Right. That's what you need to focus on. And the fact that its teachers are still underpaid in one of the most expensive cities in the world, while not a single unit of teacher housing talked about for the last 17 years has opened. Okay? People are pissed. They want policies, not platitudes. There's also the district's last-minute change in school schedules made without parent or teacher input, which the district said saved $3 million in transportation costs, but which budget documents show cost $2 million. 2.1 million this year in before and after care. Wait, I'm sorry. Why am I'm only being distracted because the fucking cat is trying to jump again. All right, get up here. And I shouldn't have cursed and said he was a effing cat because he's my baby. But he doesn't know English. I've tried to teach him. I've tried. I said, just say mama, honey, and we're golden. Oh, he don't like that. Just say mama and let me get it on camera. And we will be rich. All right, hold on. You hear the purr? Then there's the new resolution from Collins and Lopez directing Superintendent Vince Matthews to craft a plan to ensure 3 feet of social distancing at school, weekly testing of students and staff, and air filtration in all used spaces, including hallways, despite it probably making the budget picture even worse, and new data showing there hasn't been a single case of COVID-19 in the city's school. Okay. Backers of the school board say the fact that the recall will cost the district several $1 million means that voters should wait until November when the same 3 are up for re-election. But the recall supporters point out that the group will need to choose a new superintendent and close the budget gap well before then. So it was an emergency. So, besides, Collins wasn't concerned about the district's gap in the budget, the gaping budget hole, when she sued it and her colleagues for $87 million after losing her vice president title because of her anti-Asian tweets. It's a shit show. All right? This is the bottom line. It is a shit show. I won't read the whole thing right now because it's rather long and the time is ticking down. But the whole point of it as well is that it's being framed as people don't like left. They don't like the woke and the left. Right? And nobody says, what the hell you mean? They like socialist security. They like socialist Medicare. They like all that socialism shit. They just don't like, I don't know. What don't they like? People have been lied to, propagandized. It never stops. The last thing I want to talk about before we leave. I forgot to mention. We will have Mark and Saul from Shaping Progress on the show on tomorrow. Friday, February 18th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Mark and Saul will probably call in around 8:30 or so. But I wanted to, yesterday on Shaping Progress, that's Mark Middlestaedt, our millennial correspondent show, amazing young person, and Saul. Also an amazing young person. I realize that sounded like bad, but you know what I mean. I don't know Saul, but all I know, I don't know him yet, but I know that he cares enough to make this show. So that means everything. But they were on Shaping Progress. If you go to joinshapingprogress.org, there are resources, and the show was about fighting fascism, and they had a list of books recommended, recommended reading, and one of the topics they were discussing was violence, nonviolent or violence, and I want to talk to them about that because there is that fine line, and also actually toppling a well, depending on, if you're toppling a fascist government, you cannot do it with violence. I'm not talking about the Nazis and World War II. That's a different story because we're not there. It's more like like a civil rights movement type deal. If you use violence, anyway, whatever. That will be discussed. I'm for public shaming, but the non-violence actually exposes the immorality of the system, because that's like it's sort of like when Trump went out and the police, when he had to take his picture with the Bible and the police attacked peaceful protesters. It was universally condemned and looked horrible. All right, we'll talk about it tomorrow. We can all, this is a conversation we all need to have, and I need to learn more. La-dee-dee. What else? What was I saying? Oh, here's the thing I want to talk about. The last thing. Just sort of lighthearted fare. One of the things I follow, or the groups I follow on Reddit, is called the Herman Cain Awards. You guessed it. It's about COVIDiots who hate vaccines, masks, all this other... and worse than that, they try to convince others not to give a shit about anybody else but themselves. And usually you get the Herman Cain Award when you end up being a victim of the same COVID that you called the hoax or whatnot. And, all right, look at this cat looking at me. Look at that. Look at that camera, honey. Look at him. He's a best. Oh, you bastard. You little bastard. I guess he's getting cranky because it's about that time. He wants some food. Ow! That was my hand. He wants me to pet him. See? Okay. Get that hand back over here. Ow. This is like an abusive relationship. All right. Can I have my hand back? Great. Let me see. Hold on. Thank you all for your patronage and your super chats. Become a patron at patreon.com/TaraDevlin so the conservatives will get more. They'll have more reason to prank us. And I can record them. And we can laugh at how dumb, stupid, willfully ignorant. You notice how all of on the conservative Reddit feed, everything is about them saying how, it's all about racism and saying all they can say is that we're racist. And they don't say it like that. They say it like, that's, with anger. Honey, we call you racist because you are. Because, what was that from Whatever Happened to Baby Jane? Because you are, Blanche. You are. There's a lot of other words we can call you. It doesn't have to be that one. But I guess you're a lost cause. Hold on. Where is it? All right, Junior. Fucking yelling at me, man. Just, nah. I'm sorry. I failed again. Okay. Jesus was her vaccine. Now she has long haul COVID. And it sounds absolutely terrible. All right. This series documents stories from the Herman Cain Awards, the subreddit, tracking the COVID myths and disinformation on Facebook that's leading to so many deaths. Today's cautionary tale proves that 99.9% survival rate includes people whose lives are ruined by long-haul COVID. That's the thing. People are like, oh, you'll survive. It's like a flu, a cold. I don't want it. I haven't had it yet. Knock on wood. Who knows? But I don't want long-haul COVID. I already got high blood pressure. Isn't that a pre-existing something now? I already have osteoporosis and fibromyalgia. I don't need long COVID or whatever. We don't know how it's going to affect us. So here's a catalog of this woman's tweets. So, coronavirus can shut down schools, jobs, events, etc., but it can't shut down God. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. These idiots. They want us to live in this demon-haunted world of sky spooks. They lack the maturity to function in a democracy, because democracy doesn't need your stupid goddamn myth. We don't want your myth. We got reality. So go pray in your closet like the socialist hippie you pretend to worship told you to, and shut up. Shut up. Didn't the socialist hippie that you pretend to worship make the doctors who came up with the vaccine or whatever? That's God. That's your God talking to you. He sent you the vaccine. He sent you masks. Maybe he wants you, and I'm sure it's a he, I know where you're coming from. He doesn't want you to be a selfish prick all your useless life, your waste of human DNA alive. And this is a waste of human DNA right there. Coronavirus can shut down schools, jobs, events, etc., but it can't shut down God. Okay. The 100% emoji is a nice touch. COVID was like, oh yeah? And then realized that with 100% agreement, it stood little chance of overcoming the meme. These are little snarky comments from the Daily Kos. Where did Bill Gates get his medical degree? Does being a rich man make him an expert on pandemics and vaccines? Everything to dissuade people and to turn people against vaccines and the solution that's going to save them. It's so embarrassing that we are the COVID capital of Earth. Is that by accident? It's the same way. It's not by accident we're the least upwardly mobile on Earth. Well, of the Western democracies. We should be ashamed of that. But instead, the corporate media tells us that we don't want to go too far left, whatever that is. And we know what it is. It's anything that helps working people and rights the scales and makes the country capable of having a democracy. That's it. If this were a functioning democracy, of course it's not. We wouldn't have, if we had a media that understood the responsibility of the power they have, to maintain and develop and cultivate a democracy, we wouldn't be in this boat. So she's posting these other memes. Jesus, the greatest physician, by his stripes we are healed. Do you believe in Dr. Jesus? Jesus is the best doctor we know. Receive his healing and type amen. There isn't a mask big enough to protect us from everything going on in the world today, aren't they? Isn't that true? We need to suit up with the whole armor of God. Praise God, I don't need a pacemaker, but probably in the near future, oh wait, here we go. I apologize. So, Let me fill in some of the missing information. So, okay, good. No need for a border wall, police department, fire department, military, or any other entity designed to protect the populace, right? Turns out the whole armor of God is a cost-effective alternative, right? So, she writes, and this is where it starts getting a little bit suspect, because her memes start changing to, I'm an AFib. Thanks, everyone, for your prayers. She's got COVID. And Daily goes, who's the writer here? Hold on. The Daily Kos staff. Okay. I thought so. So apparently the whole armor of God was penetrated. I wonder if Dr. Jesus was the attending physician. So she writes, I thought that everything COVID-related hospital bills was paid for by government. All right. That was Trump's rule. Really? No, honey. I thought that it was still in effect for those outrageous hospital bills. God bless you. Apparently not. I'm stuck with one outrageous bill. That wasn't Trump. It's COVID testing was free. And the insurance racket needs their VIG, honey. So heart damage and in one outrageous bill, that's just for beginners, expecting the government to pay for their irresponsibility, aka socialism, is just the cherry on top. So she writes on January 3rd, hi, this year is going to be challenging. I was diagnosed with COVID in October. It was critical. I'm on oxygen. The doctor said I have a 50% lung capacity and possible go on the lung transplant list. Transplant, whatever. I still have COVID pneumonia. This viral pneumonia, I can't talk. Bilateral. I'm sorry. I know it's annoying. I'm reading what she's writing, and it's disjointed, and I also can't talk, so I apologize. Also having bronchitis in both lungs. This is my daily battle. What happened to Jesus is your armor? I thought you had the armor of Jesus. COVID gave me long haulers COVID. I can walk about 500 steps to 1,000 now. I've been trying go out on daily basis. But the body pain, the headaches keep me a bay, okay? My blood pressure been low. I'm verbatim, all right? Only some days it extremely high. My heart rate just sitting goes to 125 and walking to 180. I'm trying to get my heart rate lower. I'm on medication for this. COVID caused heart damage. Supposed to, in the future, have angioplasty, possible pacemaker. I have a hospital bill of $315,000. Thank you, health insurance racket. But no socialism, though, right? They don't want to go too far left. She does not want to go too far left. She hates socialism. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps and make your own pacemaker. That's it. And make your own oxygen tank. Why do you need us? Why do you need E pluribus unum? You've done enough damage, right? This is the damage they do. And another example of they want all the benefits of society. They want none of the responsibilities to each other. And they don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. They're the antagonists to their own salvation. Cheering their own demise all the way. And everybody else's too. That's the problem. If it was just their demise, I'd say go for it, bubby. Go. Good. But they're taking everybody with them. $315,000 and more medical expenses in the future. Well, if we had universal health care, that bill would be around zero. But unfortunately, you voted for for Trump. And every other Republican before him, I'm sure. Stupid. Albatrosses around our national necks. Oh, don't worry, it gets even worse, right? It's not just how bad she is, how she's feeling. Oh, it gets worse. Wait. More medical expenses, oxygen. She's going to have to be on oxygen 6 months to a year. I can't cook right now. My goal is to be able to soon. My goal is going walk. That's what she writes. My goal is going walk 10,000 steps. Maybe read some books. Maybe. I don't know. I'm going win this battle. I'm going prove that doctor's wrong. Verbatim. I'm a fighter, exclamation point. My husband is my main support system. He encourages me on daily basis as well as family and friends. I have a very loving, doting husband. He does spoil me. He doesn't talk you off the ledge of stupidity, though, right? I wouldn't be here if he did not take me to the hospital. I never knew I was that ill. Thank you, everyone, for your prayers. Okay. So, holy Jesus. She was actually diagnosed in late September per her previous post. So this is 3.5 months after she first got COVID. And she's still suffering. So 3.5 months later, a quarter of the year. At my doctor pulmonary. Yay, Winter Wonderland. About she posts something to Facebook with her stupid, you know how Facebook has those little avatars and you can make your own little thing with yourself in, and she writes, I'm at my doctor's pulmonary, as if it's wonderful Winter Wonderland, about how wonderful it is. Let's frolic joyfully in the snow, and oh yeah, my lungs are fucked. So she posts another meme. Christ, this is COVID. Christ offers victory in diseases. No evil will conquer you. No plague will come near your home. For he will order his angels to protect you wherever you go. No, he won't, because he doesn't exist. He's not real. That's my opinion. A man on a cloud? Come on. There is no man on a cloud. There might be connection. We're all connected. There's no man on a cloud. I'm sorry. That's the whole power structure. Keeping people down. That's the only man on a cloud I see. So, okay, she says, my blood pressure is 200 over 115. I feel like my head is going to burst. The oxygen concentrator kept beeping all night. Horrible sleep. But here it goes. Here goes the stupid and the malicious. I don't know what's worse. It's probably a combination. I'm really starting to doubt the efficacy of the armor of God, says the Daily Kos. So, because she writes in a meme, I support our truckers. Or she, I guess, reposted it. Because they are brave enough to stand up for what's right. Because of them, maybe we have a chance, you dumb bitch. Yeah, see, that's the thing, Daily Kos writes. She refused to vaccinate. She got COVID. Her life is utterly wrecked over it, and she's still making common cause with those who would prolong this misery. Seriously? What the fucking hell? And then she writes, after, COVID is wicked. It seems it will never want to leave. I was off my oxygen. Unfortunately, now I'm back on it. My oxygen saturation drops to low 70s. I have long haulers COVID. I started a couple of weeks ago losing my hair. It's getting worse. maybe Jesus is trying to tell you something, right? Wouldn't you think if you love Jesus and God, you would think, holy shit, I'm being sent a message. I was completely wrong. If God is all powerful, why doesn't he just send you a message? Why does he got to give you long COVID? Why don't you just say, look, wear a mask. Don't be a dick. Get vaccinated. Don't be an asshole to people. Period. End of sentence. Peace out. I'm done. That's the entire shebang. Now go. Don't be a douchebag. Don't be the pee-pee patrol. Leave people alone. You want to leave people alone? Just leave. Stop being a dick. Why don't they leave us alone? We don't like government in our lives. You know what that means? We don't want to share with brown people. That's what that means. Oh, but Joe Scarborough tells you it means whatever you think socialism is. Yeah, kitchen table issues. Like, I got mine. Sucks to be you. I know. God, he's so abusive. The body aches, headaches, high blood pressure from COVID. I'm taking extra blood pressure medicine. Clonidine. My pressure soars extremely high. At least the clonidine is keeping this at bay. She's really oversharing here. I give sympathy and prayers to everyone who has COVID, has or had COVID. Well, a lot of people had it and now they're dead. This is vicious, wicked, unbelievable. Whoever does not believe in COVID-19, all I can say is this is real. Oh, I'm so tired of them. This is a nightmare. I want to thank you for your prayers. I will keep you updated. God bless everyone. God bless everyone who reads this. Please keep your prayers going for all COVID victims. This COVID is real. This is Daily Kos. Also, I support truckers who are fighting to more easily infect people. She knows she's fucked. On top of all of the other ailments, now she's losing her hair. It's an insult on top of injury, while it doesn't seem as though she's in real imminent danger. This is what Daily Kos writes. This would be the mother of all dead cat bounces. We do know that long COVID patients have dramatically higher 1-year mortality rates. The reality is she's dealing with damaged lungs, a damaged heart, and who knows what else. This is her new normal, and it's a fucking nightmare. And yet, she just can't bring herself to advocate for the one thing that would protect her loved ones, vaccination. Instead, she's still fighting vaccination mandates. Look, I don't need bickering on my page. I say pray. Praying for the people who have COVID. Pray for the people this is her. Pray for the people has vaccine that does not get side effects. Who? We got I had a little fever in the night. It's sort of like I had that in other vaccines. I had the shingles shot and I got a fucking fever too. You don't see them. Man, there's no mandate. We hate mandates. Well, this bitch probably would have had polio if she wasn't mandated. Okay, you know what I mean? I hate them. Why didn't they become enlightened to the tyranny of vaccine before the laundry list of mandates, or the tyranny of vaccine mandates, before all of those mandates that they had to take vaccines for? Why didn't they? Because there would be a hell of a lot less of them annoying us. God would not want this bickering. Pray for this evil to leave. I read all comments. I'm not saying one right or wrong. There is a right and wrong here, though. A big right and wrong. My God. Yeah, she apparently, Daily Calls right, she lives in a deeply red corner of Georgia, in a county that Donald Trump won by 60 to 39 in 2020. She's surrounded by deplorables, and while she might not be one, she's adopted their anti-vax politics by osmosis, and that's how it works. Because they're not rugged individuals. They're afraid to be. She's afraid to be. She bought their bullshit. Now she has COVID, and she's still afraid to warn others to don't end up like me. Don't be a dumbass like, don't be dumb. This isn't, she might be dead by God knows when. People with damaged lungs, damaged heart, damaged everything don't really last long, do they? And it's a shame. I feel bad for her. But stupidity kills. It's evident every day as we watch the death rate tick up and up and up. And now I know everybody's done with COVID. Everything is mask mandates, all this. It's going away. I think people are just like, fuck it, go. Okay, fine. Go die. The fact is, it's about the front line doctors and nurses and everybody else on the front lines. Oh, well. Just like teachers. Oh, well. I guess we won't have anybody wanting to go into that profession either. Burnt out. My man. So either way, the sweet old woman can't escape the self-destructive politics that have literally laid waste to her very life. She prays that the vaccinated don't get side effects. Side effects? Who? Over 4 billion human beings take the vaccine without incident. This is where we live, man. It's not that we have the corner on stupid. Our stupid have a very large platform because we have a party of stupid enabling them and encouraging them and feeding the apparatus of stupid is feeding them. It's not just the apparatus of stupid. It's the apparatus of greed. That's it. It really does come down to greed, and I'm sick of it. Worse than that, we are sick from it. All right. The producer's back. He's telling me it's time to wrap. He's giving me this. He's like, wrap it. No, that means keep... Well, what is... Oh, no, this is wrap. This is stretch. You know it. He's like, okay, come on. We got... you got to pet my head now. Okay. Guys. We will meet back here tomorrow. We'll have some more interesting conversations, more cursing, more stuff to talk about, especially with Mark Middlestaedt and Saul. I don't know Saul's last name. From Shaping Progress. Join shapingprogress.org. We'll be on to discuss, I don't know, the world that these poor young Americans were born into. Ugh. And thank you, Thomas Reynolds, for calling in and for your dedication to making the world a better place. Remember to tune in. Tune in to the Nosey Liberal at 9 a.m. at FYINation.com. And call in. I might be doing that. I might call in tomorrow. Maybe I will. Why not? And I want to say it, so I'm going to say it. Thank you for your super chats. Thank you, Irene and Jim and River and Errol Thomas and JD and Mark C and Steve Brown. Thank you so much for participating and for keeping the show going and growing. If you can, become a patron at patreon.com/Tarabuster to just, $2 a month if you can. That'll help get us, I don't know, more stuff, more people to, I mean, not stuff, but more, it just looks better, you know? All right. For those who care, I know River cares. Hey, you little crank. I was successful in trapping Scrappy, the poor community cat with mange and suspected other ailments, like I think he has worms because he eats and doesn't get put on any weight. He was trapped and he is good. He's at my friend's. He has an appointment on Tuesday to get neutered and all that, but also to get help for his skin issues. And also, there is a slight suspicion that he might have been dumped. What else is new? Only because his behavior when he was trapped, he seemed a little bit more calm than a feral cat would have been. And I don't know, maybe somebody dumped him because he had skin problems, right? That's the way it is. People are lazy. They just suck. I don't know how anybody would do that. So we'll see if he has a problem. If he is a friendly, he won't be going out there, but if he is a feral, he will be going back to his little Scrappy home. But at least his quality of life will be better. Either way. Although I hope he's friendly, because I want to see him in a home. He deserves it. But all right, guys. We will win. That's right. Why am I'm like whispering now. But I guess I'm just getting tired. It's 11:25. I said to myself, I'm not going to do another marathon. The last show yesterday or 2 days ago, it was 4 hours. I can't help it. There's so much work to do, and I love hanging out with you guys. And the conversation just flows. Thomas is on the show, and it keeps me going. What the hell is that? Francis, stop that. Put that down. Come on. He's biting a wire. That doesn't happen much. See how he listens? He does listen. He was like, what? Drop the wire. Okay. And then he just walked by. He listens. I got one that listens. All right, guys, we will win. Yes. We're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, and democracy. We stick together. We win. My name is Tara Devlin. Ow! And I'll see you tomorrow.